time for scary bad music. Come on, brain, do stuff. All right, good job. So congratulating my brain for working. Sorry, my tabs are all moving a little slow today. Making my way down the end of the calendar. Just about there. All right. Okay. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Boy, what a session we find ourselves into today. Let's review. Let's review what has happened to all of you. At the behest of a certain cleric you met in Lyngornian, a certain Naelus Ildreth, a cleric of the Moonweaver, has behest you all help them help them follow their vision. They had a vision that pulled them towards something happening in the Underdark. You went, you followed, and you found yourselves amidst a strange cavern with a great wall, a tapestry of story upon it, telling of two great warriors, one of the Dawnfather, one of the Moonweaver, who united together to defeat some kind of evil elf. But using your talents and knowledge of the Moonweaver, you are able to see through her tricks and illusions, fight off a pesky white dragon who attempted to attack and enrapture you, but all yourselves proving to be much the superior to the white dragon. It did get away, but you fled it off, stole its hoard, and made your way into the temple. Inside, you found a slightly misleading riddle that misled most of you. It was only Glint, by the power of just raw, like blunt, upfront canceling magic, that he was able to find his way into the next portion of the lair, and came to confront a sphinx there who has a name by the name of Sphinx Archippus. Excuse me. She believed that she seemed quite mad. Believing the Moonweaver was tricking her, sending her voices in the dark, punishing her, coaxing her. Glint helped her to realize that the temple had failed, and that that Glint was real, and not a figment of its imagination. It invited all of the party deeper within and bid you all take the relic that she was guarding and take it far away, somewhere where its evil could be defended, where this temple had failed. Within, you found a strange circlet bound in a chest deep within this protective layer. The Dawnfather's power no longer able to hold at bay its evil. You have claimed it. And that's where we'll start today. So Glint, you holding it in your hands, and it's sort of piercing your fingers as you hold it, as if it seems to be, no matter which way you hold it, you can't help but hold it the wrong way, or maybe perhaps the item itself does not allow you to hold it in a way that isn't painful to you. I believe your last remark is you wanted to slip it into the bag of holding.
Yes.
Yes, you pull the bag of holding forth, and as you're holding it, you feel your stomach turn as you look at this item, and you feel its will is upon you. There's no saving throw. You simply, I'll tell you what, the only saving throw I'll have you make is, let's call it it's an interesting question. Let's call it a Constitution saving throw to see if you can, whatever is happening next, maintain a hold on the crown.
Okay. That's an 11 on the die, so a 19.
A 19. There's good and bad to succeeding. So you look at it and you feel your stomach turn, and you kind of like bring it to the side instinctively and lurch over, and you guys see Glint vomit a huge amount of black ichor, more than you've ever seen probably 2 or 3 times more than you've ever seen anyone vomit in a single heave. And just like a black, tarry liquor spills from Glint's mouth. Glint, you manage to hold on to the crown as you do this. However, in the sort of instinct of the moment, your grip tightens on it, and you are going to take 3 piercing damage as your hand sort of sinks through the barbs.
Ooh.
And then you're good again, but your stomach is still flipping around. But there's no way you should have been able to vomit that kind of volume or that substance.
Okay, and that was in response to Glint trying to put it away. Is that correct?
You think it might have just, it didn't feel like it was triggered by the wanting to put it away, just maybe like you were in its presence too long almost.
I don't think this thing enjoys being handled much.
Get back in the sack then.
Trying to.
At this point, yes, you can slip it inside of the bag of holding. You do so. The feeling does not desist. It's this stomach flippy feeling. And in fact, I'll say that certain members of your party are maybe not as intensely as Glint, who is physically interacting with it, but others of you are feeling a sort of churning feeling. I think, Finch, you are intensely feeling like a sickness in your stomach, like you feel like nauseous. As that chest opened, you yourself almost like, you ever, I don't know if anyone, I'm sure many here can relate to this. You know, when you're in college and you just have that one liquor that you got a real bad night with, and whenever you smell it, yeah, this is kind of similar, where like you just have that nauseous feelings if you smelt that liquor. That's you, Finch, Ember, and Nyx. Nyx, what's your alignment?
Sorry, lineman.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Would you say
I'm
that you are a
sorry.
good? Would you say that Nyx is?
Oh
a
no,
good
definitely
person?
good. Definitely good.
Oh, okay,
Definitely
okay.
good.
That's all I
Sorry,
need.
sorry.
So I would say Finch, Ember, and Nyx alongside Glint. Maybe not clearly not as intensely as Glint, but the other 3 of you feel that sort of nauseous, stomach curdling, like maybe there might be a heave coming on at some point, but you're fine. You're not gonna blow chunks or anything, but you feel nauseous.
Would Glint have any notion of how one would safely even try and transport something like this to abate the effects, whether it's a cursed item or something else?
Make me an Arcana check.
Alrighty. Arcana. 18 total.
18 total. As a fun note, Fen sort of sort of is like backing out of the room, sort of almost scared, which is crazy because Fen has killed a lot of really cool shit. But almost scared, sort of like backs out of the room in the presence of it. So to answer your question, Glint, I believe you know of a lot of anti-divination methods. You look at this chest, and this chest is like, it's not like an inch of lead. This is a lead chest. This is like maybe like a half to quarter, maybe like a third of a foot thick on all dimensions, thick lead chest. Wildly heavy to move. I don't think anyone here has the strength to move that. Yeah, that is a solid, thick lead chest. That would require some equipment to move. So you know certain anti-divination methods that might do the job. But it's clear that this is a like residually evil thing you possess, and yeah, that's that. It has a will of its own that seems to repulse those of you with a good heart.
If we're going to keep this for any length of time, remind me to try and construct something in which to keep it. We're in for a rough ride, friends.
What's the problem?
Yes,
No, I just want to make sure. So it was Glint, Finch, and Nyx who were affected by
yeah, you seem fine.
icky. Okay, oh, excellent. No.
Yeah, you and Zarvolg are like, what's everyone's problem? You two seem fine.
No.
Yeah, what's the matter, Glenn?
This thing is, sorry, I'm gonna use intellectual terms. It's fucking evil.
Um,
All right. Can I do a medicine check? He just vomited a lot of stuff.
Yeah, go for it. Make me a medicine check. Absolutely.
I don't know that there's any healing to be done, but I feel like that was bad, you know?
Yeah, it's probably not the best sign, like medically speaking.
25.
Um, concerning. You expect that did nothing. You expect that did nothing for Glenn's hydration, or teeth for that matter. That obvious, like you are certain that is not a physical trait of Glint. You have not studied dwarven physiology that much, but that's still a little beyond the scope of what you think is physically possible. This is a arcane detriment that Glint has experienced. Something of great evil has made him experience this. There's nothing physical about it.
what do you mean it's evil? Is it doing something? What's it doing? Is it talking?
It's not talking. It's just Have you ever eaten rotten food, Zavog?
Oh yeah.
You know the queasiness that settles in your gut for a good couple days after.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah, it's not saying anything. It's just being bad, radiating outwards in possibly having a physical impact, which is quite not. That is a very, very bad sign.
So we should get the saliva gone as quickly as possible then, yeah?
What if you put it back in the chest? Put it in the chest.
I don't want to grab it again.
What if you put your bag in the chest?
I can test it. Glenn's going to first check just to make sure the chest is not also an interdimensional space.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you stick your hand in it and check the dimensions of it. No, you do not expect it as an interdimensional space.
Yeah. Glenn's going to curiously like put the bag into the chest
Okay.
and then close the lid carefully.
You close the lid carefully. Maybe the feeling like lessens slightly, but it doesn't go away by any means. You get the sense that, you know, when you entered and these chains were unbound and the lids sort of popped, whatever was within has been unleashed.
Yeah, I think we're a bit beyond that point.
Is the Sphinx still here?
Sphinx is standing outside the door. Yes.
Could she hear us?
No, she didn't enter with you guys.
Maybe we should ask her what it is.
Good idea.
You all step out.
Mhm.
The Sphinx still sits there, looking very sort of twitchy, paranoid. You'll notice that Nahlis looks equally uncomfortable as those of you who are experiencing nausea. But yes, you all exit. Beverly is as well. Beverly's like sort of groaning. And as you exit, the creature sort of like turns its head and kind of looks at you all with less of a paranoia, more of a genuine, like almost like recognition or like just like just like fear, frankly. Fear. Not like a paranoid fear, but like a genuine, like, oh no, fear. And kind of like sort of like a cat being part lion, sort of like kind of the fur sort of poofs a little bit. She goes, you have it.
We do.
Have you ever seen this thing?
No, no, it was not I who brought it here. It was I who was meant to protect it, but I failed. I failed.
You know what it
miserably.
is?
Yes. Yes.
Oh. Well, what is it?
It's evil. Dark evil in the night. This is the relic. It has within it the will of the Spider Queen.
That
Come
explains
on.
the general aesthetic.
Whatever, when it was claimed, whatever drow wore the crown would be owed the allegiance of all drow. It was the great champion of Lolth who bore it, and who my good friends slew to retrieve it, and brought it here to hide it away from all people. It is evil. It must be contained. It must be taken away far from here. No doubt her servants are on the way now it has been unleashed. No doubt the divinations have been sent to those evil servants. It must be taken somewhere where it can be kept safe.
We can try and hasten it back to Lyngornian. There's other mages there. We could potentially craft proper containment again,
Yes.
reseal it.
Yes, mages. Mages are clerics, those smart enough to know how to contain such evil. Such evil.
I'm gonna proffer the following suggestion. Lyngornian is not where we want to go. Let's get on the ship and take it to Vasselheim.
Vasselheim.
It's far away. It has the appropriate.
About as holy as you can get.
The holy city.
But
I do not know of your modern places, but Vasselheim. Perhaps, yes.
Lyngornian is too close.
Fine.
Is
I
the
don't-
ship still in Lyngornian?
Is what?
Is the ship still in Lyngornian? Or...
No, it was there's no landing pad in Lyngornian, and it was a prototype ship, so it definitely returned probably returned to Amon. But will be due to like return and pick you up probably at some point. You could probably try and send ahead to get them to expedite if you want.
Okay. We do have if I have a little bit of time to work on my spell book, I can scribe in one of those scrolls for ascending, and I could try and contact the captain or the engineer that was on board. See if they could come early.
Absolutely, but we need to not stay here.
No, not here. You must go. You must go fast. I have no doubt with the Dawn Father's protection gone, if you could find this place, you could find this place.
Okay, so a couple of quick things. Are we leaving immediately? Are we going to try to rest for a bit and then leave? I have one more casting of polymorph that I can do, all right? Which means if we go back through the caves, I can turn Ben into a giant bat, and I can turn into a giant bat, and I can double our speed for an hour. In the morning, I can do it twice more, but I'm sort of tapped out. In fact, in the morning, we could perhaps go straight over the mountains. I'll just turn him into a giant flying dinosaur who goes swiftly as the dragon did.
I
This is
think
where I defer to logistics then.
if there was any sort of eyes kept on this location, waiting for some signs that the wards were failing, or the containment had been breached, if there was any fail safes of that sort, then there may be groups en route here already. However, that is suspicion, not proof on my
No.
part.
No. Do not deny your instincts. The crown, the circlet, it has a will to return to the drow.
That's true.
Oh,
Are we
Should we just
certain we want to go to Lyngornian at all then?
I don't.
My
Are there
feeling
What if
is
we were to
no.
get,
Yeah, I don't think we can go back to Lyngornian at all.
Go ahead, Nix.
well, what if we were to get away? Yvaine said we could get about an hour away. What if we did that? We did a rest and then we went further on.
I think
Like-
that's wise. I think a little bit of distance away from the epicenter where they'll be heading, if we can find somewhere out of the way to hide, then we can do a little bit of rest, and I can do what I can to help, and Yvaine can do what she can to help us travel faster.
What direction are we traveling? North, south?
Where would be a good place for the airship to pick us up that isn't Lyngornian? Zarvolg, Nalus, you know the lay of the land better than we, I imagine.
Let me give you guys your map back on Roll20 if anyone cares to look at it. Nalus, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we could head towards Terra. We wouldn't make it there, of course, but just a general southerly direction. It would be headed towards Amon, but largely unpopulated.
Nalus,
3 weeks away from Terra.
Nalus will say, yes, we could make ourselves lost in the mountains. I am aware of a place called the Reaching Bluffs in the north of the Cliff Keep Mountains, some ways west. That might be closer than Lyngornian, but marginally so. We could also attempt to lose ourselves in the Netherfields. It would be dangerous, even for us to be picked up. There's no civilization. It's not even mapped, but it would be much harder to be followed. It would be much harder to hide upon us as well, especially for drow, who are used to the Underdark and not the flat plains of snow. There are
And
shadows in the mountains. Tunnels.
You've got the map. I can fly us in a straight line any direction at about 80 feet a minute for an hour tonight. I'll be able to do it twice tomorrow.
wait, I'm a little lost. What are we running to and what are we running from?
Right now, we're just clearing the area, I think.
It's likely that we're going to have some sort of drow retrieval group on our tails in relatively short order if we do not make tracks.
Nalus will, or excuse me, the Sphinx will say, goes, no, you think too small? You don't understand. The betrayers, they do not always get along, but sometimes they do. Fear the drow, fear all drow, yes, but fear all. Trust no one, especially they're coming. They're all coming. For this relic, for this vestige.
I'm looking at the map. I'm thinking we make as best we can due west. Looks like there's an inlet or a bay. If you travel, I don't know how far north from Lyngornian into the Neverfields we got. We traveled a day, so it can't be terribly far.
You're not far, no.
But if we strike straight to the coast,
It's an easiest landmark to follow us, to pick us up from with the
it's
airship.
the easiest place to pick us up with, and it provides an opportunity. Glint does his sending, and twice a day I can send up a bloom at dawn and dusk. So if they are coming at a distance, you know, it doesn't last for a terribly long time, but you know, in the twilight space, a 20-foot ball of fire, you know, is something that ought to be visible when it's a couple 100 feet in the air.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
fly scouting missions as well.
I'm not worried about us finding the ship. I'm worried about the ship finding us, because we're going to have our hands full with whoever's on the chase side of our fleet.
Exactly.
I'm certain of that.
Why, I mean, you said it belongs with the drow, right? We met that one priestess. Why not just give it to her? She seemed fine.
The Sphinx goes, no, no, do not be so foolish. To a drow? A drow of all people.
When
You're
she
mad.
says it belongs to them, it is as a relic of Lolth, the
It will
betrayer
corrupt
goddess.
Let
them
let
no
me
matter
let
how
me
good
put
you
this
think.
in Zarvog terms. You remember the 4-footed hoofed beast thing back from the Mage's
yeah.
Tower?
Yeah.
Now picture his boss.
Oh
Picture
yeah,
his
I know him.
picture that guy had a crown. That's what we got in the
Oh.
bag. We
Zarvog
don't want to
starts
give it
kind
to
of
anybody.
Zarvog starts kind of enviously eyeing the bag.
Oh.
The Sphinx goes, if you are to give it to any, give it only to the most trusted, the most holy and good and powerful that you know. Only
Which
to
is
them.
why I'm thinking Vasselheim.
Yes, the holy city, the first city. Perhaps there.
Finch wanted to make a holy pilgrimage anyway. I'm certain that the elders of the Temple of Bahamut there would have some idea of how to protect this thing.
Yes, the protector god. Yes. Perhaps he.
All right,
hope-
so we're taking this thing to Daddy Dragon, yeah?
I hope you like fame and notoriety, Finch, because if you don't, you are sort of screwed before, but turning in a relic vestige of evil, I'm thinking is going to put you on the to-know list.
Yeah, gonna be on the map at this point.
Nahlis will sort of thumb backwards towards the two sarcophagi of the holy saints of the calamity behind you. And we'll go, well, sounds like they made them saints for this. So, just be prepared.
Yeah, let's hold for a moment. I'm going to close my eyes and connect with Red, who's sitting outside.
Red's out there, like, leaning against the wall as much as a hand can.
I just want to make sure that there's not a crew waiting for us to come out.
Red gives you, like, one of them.
Okay. Yeah, let's get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Before Dodge gets full, because right now it's empty.
All
Prince
right.
is trying so hard not to look at the sarcophagi.
Wait, we're not going back to Lyngornian
No,
at all?
not right now.
For now.
It just kind of
We're-
grumbles.
We're going overland in the woods.
Oh, all right.
Well, we're going to
Yeah.
fly, and then we're going to the woods. Oh, Zara, do you have your eyes? Your
Yeah.
thingies? Yeah. Like, are you? Because you probably
Here,
have the best. you probably have the best sight of everyone if you've actually got them,
Yeah, I've got them.
as it were.
Let me pop them on, I think.
Yeah, you got your eyes of the eagle, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Hopeful during the day, not so much during the night. But yes.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
come on.
then, I guess never mind. So whenever we want to leave.
Let's roll and do it expeditiously.
Yvaine's gonna cast a quick speak with animals and talk to
Okay.
Fen.
Fen, who's like sort of like in the corner, like hasn't abandoned any of you by any means, wouldn't probably, but is like definitely got his butt like pushed right up against the corner, like right over here, basically.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
It's it's scary.
I
Don't
don't
like
like
how
it.
it feels.
I don't like it either. There are going to be some pretty bad people after us. We need to get out of here quickly. Would you mind if I shifted you into something very big and scary and fast and you could fly us away? Good boy. All right, come on.
You're like, yeah, you like itch him and whatever, and that immediately perks him up. He's like, okay, dangerous, sure. And yeah, you okay, and you guys all begin to leave. You all begin to leave. Who's going last out of the chamber? Out of curiosity.
Ember will be last.
Ember will be last. Where are you at, Glenn?
Probably second to last. Lint has a longing look at those ancient hero tombs.
You're like looking at those ancient hero tombs, and you feel a paw, sort of like on your shoulder, and like the big face of the feminine, sort of blackened, veined-eyed sphinx, sort of like is like as close as she's ever been, like right up in your face. Like I'll say, Ember, you're close enough that you'll just sort of like hear it in passing, but you'll say, your friend, beware the drow. Beware the drow.
Do you mean Yvaine? Or what?
The drow. Beware.
All right.
Sort of pull back and say, no, go. Go from this place. Never come back.
Be safe.
Just sort of like bow its head. We'll pad after and like follow you all out, but we'll definitely follow you out as far as the actually, well, as far as the staircase, she doesn't climb stairs so well, for obvious reasons. But she'll follow you guys all the way to the spiraling staircase that leads back up into the initial chapel, and she'll just like look at you all. See her eyes darting around. Maybe there's so her mind is a bit of a scramble. Perhaps she's thinking, "What have I done?" Or "I hope they do well," or considering her failures. You know not exactly what goes through her head, but many things you imagine. And you surface up to the chapel. I will say, as you go through the temple, you will notice something, that all of those blue lights, the blue flames representing the Moonweaver, they're gone. It seems she's lifted her protection from this place. It is no longer necessary. You leave, make your way up the stairs, you return back into the icy cold cavern outside, leaving this most holy place that once served to protect this item for hundreds of years, to now leave enough to you to protect. What do? Come back to the temple. You've already claimed all of the horde. Most of the cavern is melted of solid ice, though snow has begun to return to the ground through the hole in the ceiling. Red sort of comes back and gives you like a little, and then does like a flying thing, and then gives you like a
Thank you.
All right. So what is next for all of y'all?
Guess we're heading west.
West. All right. You're making your way to the coast.
Yeah. And when we get to if I understand the plan right, we're going to do an hour's worth of flight flee at kind of maximum out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest that once we've done that, we part ways with our friend from Lyngornian, because they should know about this, but we can't take it there.
Naylor says, I understand. The Moonweaver has many tricks she's given to me. I will be safe upon my return. I can keep in contact as well and let you know how things are. Singorn must know as well. I would recommend you tell your Imon as well. This is something that any allies you may have should be aware of, but be cautious also. The Spider Queen has many tricks, even amongst those you would call great friends. Her spies could be anywhere. Be careful who you tell. Be very careful. And I will as well. Is there anything that you would ask other than informing the Crescent Council, Crescent Conclave?
Yes. I would like someone to return and do what they can for the Guardian's mental state. She deserves surcease for her service.
I will ensure that the High Priest is made aware of both this place and its guardian. See if any prophecy or command from the Moonweaver can be found out about. Anything to ease her burden. Fair request.
Other than that, it's all beat feet, or beat wing, as the case may be.
Well, then may the Moonweaver's light shroud your steps and keep you safe from harm. Good luck. Good luck.
Nicholas,
Yes.
look after my people.
Your people who exactly do you mean?
The drow.
The Drow. I see. I will check
They're
in on
not
them.
all awful.
I am aware. I will check in on them. I'm sure they're well, but my duties do keep me in Singorn, and I do
I
have a
understand.
sect to look after all. But I will do what I can during my visit and stay in Singorn, or Lyngornian, excuse me.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I shall apologize one last time for ruining your vacation. And bid you a fond farewell, and hope to see you again in the future. It's been good to rely on such honorable people. Keep it
Travel
secret.
well and safely.
It's safe. And he will nod. He'll bow, in fact, very monk-like, despite his clerical nature, and he will look around and say, oh, and goes without saying, be careful of that dragon. It's not dead, and it will be back. If I know anything about white dragons, it'll be back. And he will turn to the dark, and very much so within the white of the snow, or perhaps the silver of the moon, he will vanish into the snowy scape. The Moonweaver protecting him in his journey home. Their home. Okay. Fens at your leg, Yvaine, looking up at you, like tail wagging.
Scritchy, scritchy, scritchy.
Will like
Do
happily
it.
be scritched. He goes, okay. What do you turn him into?
A cordless.
Pourquoi?
Because I can turn him into it. He can carry all of us traveling at 80, like traveling as fast as a dragon, and I can only do it for an hour, but it'll give us good speed. So
Well,
we're
just the name of the thing that you said. Sorry,
Oh,
just the name.
I'm sorry, the cat's quadlus. It's a dino.
Quadlus.
It's one of the dinos. Here, I'll find it for you.
It's a giant pterosaur, like a giant pterodactyl,
Oh.
basically.
The biggest ever.
It was the
pterosaur.
biggest ever.
Yeah, it's like a
Got it.
pterosaur that's crossed with a giraffe.
Is there a stat block for a quadlus?
I am bringing it up for you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I am doing that right as we speak. Do you want it in Facebook or do you want it in the chat?
Whichever, whatever works best for you.
Just put it in Facebook.
I love that Carmen's like, I have that right here.
I was prepared.
In the back
I was
pocket,
prepared.
ready.
You may recall I broke into a library for this information. I was kicked out of a library for this.
Ah, I see. A little homebrew. You did.
No, there is an actual real one. I'll find the other one then. I promise it's real.
There's one from Monsters of the Multiverse.
Yeah, I thought.
Honestly, for a beast, it doesn't matter too much as long as they're just assigning a stat block to something that would exist in this world. Absolutely would exist in this world, so no problem. I am going to pull up I am just half a moment. There it is. I know, and it's an excellent move. It's a good move. I'm not trying to. Yeah, incredible. All right, do me a big favor. Roll me. I'm not gonna make the DC very high because you broke in. You've read a bunch of books. Roll me a nature check to see if you have heard of this specific dinosaur.
Nice. That's not too bad at all. That is 14.
Yeah. 14. Okay. Ben, where'd you go? There you are. You most certainly have heard of this creature. Absolutely. Even maybe there was a little picture. Oh, cool, I have a Burger King crap. Sorry. Lost attention for a second. Sorry, they're always releasing new minis, so I'm always, getting distracted. Give me dinosaur. Oh, cool. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna find a cool mini for Fen. Let me see. Damn, I spelled that right. That's crazy. Nah, they're not so cool that they have a lot of dinosaurs in the public library. But
Whack it with a wyvern.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, little wyvern mini. Sorry, it makes my brain very happy. Just look right. Everything looks nice on the board. I definitely have a wyvern over here.
And I have a question just about huge creatures in general. So is this going to be like Tal'Dorei, with people are just like walking around on the back like it's a train, or are we going to be like straddling its neck like we're riding a horse, but it'd be the neck because we actually get our legs around it? Like how are we doing?
Well, this is a huge creature. Like this isn't a gargantuan. This is a huge creature. Okay. So this is going to be, it's gonna have like a 30-foot wingspan. So it's big, to be sure. I admit I don't know if this is going to carry you have quite the party. So
I can make life somewhat easier. I will take off my ring. I will hand my ring to Finch, and I will disappear into my ring.
All right.
Without skipping a beat, I'll just like put the ring on.
And and everyone else is like,
congratulations on your
how many
engagement.
people have seen Ember do this before.
And if need be, I can wild shape into something smaller.
Beverly very quietly goes, "Holy crap, Ember's a genie."
Yeah, he is a genie.
That? Wow. Is that why I always get whatever I want when I ask him things?
No, he's just nice.
Cool.
He cooks in there.
Does he ever?
I didn't know genies could. Wow. Beverly's astonished. And maybe actually like perks up a little bit. She's not the only person around here who's, I mean, she's gonna be disappointed later, but in this moment, she's like, I'm not the only person who is like concealing a secret identity, you know?
Yeah. It's got 2 floors, he says.
That thing? Wow. Cool.
Do you think we'll start
Um,
renting out timeshares to us?
Not until level
Cheers.
10.
Apparently it's on the menu. All right.
Yes, it's on the menu.
All aboard Dino Fen.
Tell you
So
what.
he should still understand your commands, so we'll let you drive.
I'm gonna tell you what. Finch is heavy with all the heavy armor and the metal and whatever. Yvaine, if you could turn into a bird, carry
I
someone on your
can.
back, you guys are good. I
All
would say it's
right.
like 4 to it's a huge creature, so it's gonna probably double the weight it can carry. I'd say a large creature can carry 2 people, so we'll double that. Say a huge creature can probably carry 4. So if you're willing to carry someone, Yvaine, we're
I
good.
will turn
Fine.
into a giant eagle.
Cool. So sick. Man, I don't have enough wild shapes on you. You turn into a giant eagle. And Beverly's like, she's seen you transform into stuff too. This is
But
not
you know what
been-
I will do? I will actually go up to her and kind of nudge her on.
she'll
I'll
like
get down and let her get on my back. Whoever else is
she'll
gonna
like
ride.
she'll like look back at you, Finch, with like a look on her face.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay. And she'll mount up. Like kind of perk up and be like, you know, I got a bird. You got a horse. She doesn't say that, but she's got a little look on her of like, look at me. And yeah, she will happily mount up. And with that, your party is fully ready for aerial travel. Good thing you got rid of Nailus, because he would have ruined this for all of you guys. Or they would have. I'm sorry. But yeah, you're ready to go. Okay, there we go. Flight ready to go. And you take off. Good God, people. This is very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Finch, Nyx, Glint, Zarvolg, you mount up on the back of Fen the Jurassic. And in these tight quarters, Finch, you feel about as nauseous as you've ever felt. Being like right close to Glint on the back of the same creature. Same with you, Nyx. And with the added aerial travel, as Ben sort of takes off and starts flying into the air. Why don't we have you 3 make me con saves to see how much your belly turns?
Oh no.
We didn't bring any paper bags.
We did not. We did not plan for air travel.
They're in the pouch of the seat in front of you.
Yeah.
They're in the pouch of the cloak in front of you.
Nick's got 8 and 7, so 15.
15. Okay. How'd you do, Glint?
21.
Very nice. How about you there, Finch, the
20,
holy?
22.
All right. You guys take flight and you kind of as it starts flying off and you guys are having that like moment, but you keep your shit together. It would have been way funnier if you didn't, but whatever. The
Finch
dice
throws
toss
up all in the dread helm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh fuck. Disgusting.
At
Just
least
off the
there's-
side of him, but
At least there's
Now it's
gravity.
a dread helm for everyone.
And Beverly's like, what's that black cloud coming right at us?
Oh,
But no, you guys, Beverly is not in the splash zone thanks to the constitution of the party. And you guys shall fly. There you go. Look, I'm gonna put you guys in the air because it's so cool. Whee! As you fly away. Okay, you're gonna try and make an hour of flight. Fantastic.
And
whip
as
up
they
the old-
fly away,
Yeah.
As they fly away, Zarvo looks back a few times at Lyngorn and grumbles various, small mumbles of disapproval.
It's cold up here. I wasn't ready to leave yet.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely complain. Makes sense. Incredible. And you guys do, as you guys take flight, you didn't travel so long and so far that the elven peaks have vanished. As you like make a certain height, certainly on the horizon, you do see those two peaks sort of sharply come up into the air, almost dipping into the sky where the remnants of the Moonweaver's ribbons sort of dangle above the city. And small firelights can be seen in the middle and down the sides of the actual peaks, and begin to fly, so much so to leave it behind. I had no idea what you guys were all going to do. In my brain, someone said Lord of the Rings, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I am doing that. And I expected this would be the Council of Elrod and Lyngorn, and they'll be like, we will not contain the power of the ring. You must go somewhere else. But no, this is cool too. I'm really into this as well, because that opens up for something I didn't think I was going to get to do with you guys. If you give me about a moment. All right. Okay, so you guys are going to fly across the air. You can tell it's very difficult for Fen. There's a lot of wind. It is very cold. This creature is not meant to exist in such cold regions. Fen manages to bear through, however, not taking on any exhaustion or anything of the like, despite this very like jungle hot weather based creature. Still manages to like take the flight and survive it, more than survive it. Yeah, doesn't take exhaustion. That I did give Fen like a disadvantage on that because this is not a cold weather bird, but it makes it.
If this is over the span of an hour, would we be able to get a short rest while on Fen back?
This is not restful. This is not a restful flight.
Yeah,
this is like
totally valid.
Wind billowing into you guys. You're like trying to keep warm where there's no fire. You're probably like up against each other, like for body heat. Buffeted by winds, like the actual beating of the wings of the creatures is like making you go up and down, up and down. This is not a restful flight where you can like maintain your wounds or have a snack or whatever. No, this is the worst. This is the worst. This sucks. This is awful. And like so much so, like Yvaine, you like Beverly's like got her little body like right like on your back, and it's like almost like laid across your back, and you can like feel her like shivering. And it's probably the same for all of you. And Yvaine, you're probably very cold too, because giant eagles don't, deserts. Go ahead and make me a con save at disadvantage, Yvaine, because you are not in any sort of cold weather gear. You are a bird meant for warmer climates. And I'll have the rest of the party make me, or actually, you're all in cold weather gear, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm research.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are good. You guys are good. So what'd you get, Yvaine? As a giant eagle, as a reminder. Con save disadvantage. You're muted.
Disadvantage, it's an 11.
You're okay. You make it through. It's difficult. It is very cold flying. You're by the end, you're like your bird form is like numb, Yvaine. Like you're like getting into frostbite territory. Like it's not good. But luckily you don't have to beat this for very long. So around to the end of the flower, you kind of fly ahead and get the attention of Fen, kind of like dive or begin to start like descending, not dive. That's insane. And you guys begin to make your way low, and at this point, like a blizzard is picked up. It's getting not a full blizzard, but it's getting harder to see, and you guys begin to get out of the air, and you guys land in the snow. Lyngorn is gone. You certainly cannot see anything beyond 100 feet as the wind billows and The snow blisters around you. It's hard to hear. But you guys all land in the snow, and Fen returns as the hour is up. Fen sort of shakes himself out. Would you wish to return to being Yvaine? Got it. Ember, you would, I believe that your feature mentions that you can you're vaguely aware of what's going on outside.
I can hear and kind of be aware of what's going on outside.
Got it.
Yes.
So I'll say while you're inside, there is nothing that is going to make you rumble around or make it hard to walk or anything, but almost like being on a ship on calm waters. Like you could kind of feel the motion outside of the ring. You could kind of feel the rhythm of whoever's carrying you if they stop, if they move, and you've been feeling that beating of the wing in there, very slightly under your feet. And then you feel it sort of stop. You kind of listen, you hear the whether maybe your party member's going, set up cave, take out your let's fight it. And you recognize from within that the party has landed at that point. Makes sense about that time. You could have got a short rest, Ember, if you wanted.
No, I've got stuff that I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Because when I come out of the ring, I'm bringing mugs of mulled cider out for everybody because I expect everyone's going to be cold, and I literally can cook inside. So why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you? Absolutely. So you guys all, this is a little bright. You guys appear out in the tundra. It is, let's set the scene here just to give you an idea of what you're dealing with, what kind of weather you're dealing with. It's not great weather. I got bad news. You're not having a great time. Yeah, turn down the exposure. Let's make it windy as fuck. Yeah, let's crank that. Okay, you all land out in the middle of the tundra wasteland around you. The wind howling in your ears. It is late. It's definitely getting to be long rest time. What's the play?
Can we set up a long rest? I mean, we have tents and bedrolls, but we might absolutely have. I know some people have spells that do things too. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can set up tents and begin to. God damn it, Bobby. Yeah. So what do you got? Tell me about tents, especially, because cover from the wind and a way to sort of hold the warmth is going to be important.
Actually, how deep is the snowpack here?
How deep?
Yeah.
If you, yeah, it's deep. It's pretty deep. Especially with the blizzard, the layer of snow is picked up, but there's probably ice somewhere under there, if not solid ground.
Okay. In that case, let's do. I'm gonna spend some sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lay down I need a 30-foot cone would be the way to go, I think. So probably a rhymes binding ice, but I just want to actually it'll have to be burning hands. Because that I can do without having necessarily a specific target. So I'm gonna melt us a trench that's perpendicular to the current airflow so we can get out of the wind very specifically.
Got it. Okay. You begin to, or actually not, yeah, you're burning it. So you kind of are beginning to make a bit of a trench, start working on that. I'm going to turn over, and that's a good start. But I'm going to turn over, however, as you guys are set up tents and you're making this trench and whatever. I want to turn over to the guy whose class is literally built for this situation. So Zarvolg,
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to do? If off the top of your head, but I would definitely allow a survival check if you wanted to like know how best to help your party survive the night.
Sure, I'll take that. I'd also had some ideas about using the snow itself to kind of shelter us from the outside, like an igloo situation. But I will take the survival check.
All right, go ahead and make me a survival check.
That's a 9. Yeah, that's a 9. But I'm going to, because I don't want to look like the ranger who doesn't know how to survive in the snow, I was saving face that up to a 14.
A 14. This isn't your this isn't your usual terrain. So it's a little tricky, but you did hang out with some rangers where this very much is their terrain. And you recall in passing, they said like, maybe they even like said it to you, because like that's what rangers do. They probably share survival tips. You were like sharing maybe like jungle survival tips, and they were like, oh, there's your buddy, the elf who's not dead. I admit I'm forgetting his name in the moment, but he'll say to you, he goes, oh, yes, Zarvog, if you ever got caught in the snow, what most people don't realize is that snow is insulated. So if you ever get caught without a tent or a lean-to, or rocks of any kind to break the wind, if you could dig yourself a hole, you could sleep in that and it'll keep you warm. It'll insulate it, especially in blizzards. So you recognize that if you don't have enough tents, that could be a handy way of creating like an insulated protection for your party.
Yeah, and you know who else I bet is really good at digging holes? Fen.
You say Fen, he's like,
Dig a hole.
he starts going to work. He doesn't know why, but he's happy to he's happy as ever. And he starts working away on digging holes. Ember's already making the trench, which is perfect. What else do we have as far as like tents? Who's got tents?
Glenn's got a shelter. You can cast a tiny hut.
Tiny hut. Well, there we go.
How many people fit in tiny hut?
A lot of them.
I believe 10, 8. Let me double check.
Oh,
I think it's 10.
9
Yep.
apparently.
Oh.
Plus
I am
Weird.
happy to turn into a badger and help with the digging. I'm also happy to sit in the hut. And
Yep.
Any chance Yvaine gets to turn into something. I like a badger.
So we'll say, in all fairness, yeah, like you're looking around Zarvog, and like Ember's like blowing fire on the ground and like making a trench, and you're like, okay, that's good. That's actually a really good start. Fen's, and you like get Fen to start digging, and you're looking around trying to like put up tents. People are getting their tents out. And Glenn's just kind of off to the side, apparently not doing much other than reading, and you're like, fucking wizard.
Right.
And then like, once most of the tents are finally set up, Glint sort of like makes a final like dash across his book, and this like, I assume opaque white globe.
Yeah, as closely matched to the color of the surrounding snow as I can get.
Yeah. So this like snow, so basically for as appearances go, this like snow dome appears around Glint.
I cast the big glue igloo. It's dry inside if you want to come in.
Fucking magic.
Everybody's like, what did you say? It's so windy out here. You're so soft-spoken.
Oh, you can come in if you want.
Yvaine has actually seen him. We've stayed in this shelter before, so she was sort of waiting for this.
Yeah. The witch is standing over there watching the dwarf read his book, and you're like, ugh. And then you're like, oh yeah, and then everyone's like, oh yeah. And yeah, so is that what everyone wants to do? You just want to stay in the hut?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So everyone's like half making tents, and they're like, oh fuck this. And just
Right.
you all start making
Now there's
your way
all these
inside.
holes in the ground for no reason.
Yeah, and Fenn's like still going for it. He's so happy. You're like, Fen, it's whatever. And walk inside. Fen just keeps going, working hard. I love. I imagine in my mind like Rangers start to get very grumpy around this level, where like now the magic people can do the shortcut survival stuff, and it's like wouldn't have made it here without me. Like, you know. Most martial classes, in fact, it's like, oh, you can change reality. Well, you wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't protect you for 5 levels at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. I'm marking out a path to march through the swamp, and they're all levitating above it.
Yeah, exactly. You all get inside. There is a small problem, I think, now that I'm realizing about the tennis, is that it's room temperature inside, right?
It is a comfortable and dry atmosphere regardless of outside weather.
Excellent. So you guys are on snow as you cast this, right? Very quickly as you go inside, start.
It's a little wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing, like it's a dry environment. So like as like it starts melting because it's room temperature in here, it immediately like all the water just like evaporates and vanishes. So you just gotta start like sinking like into like a little under the ground, to the point where I think, Glenn, you would know, because you need a flat surface to cast this on. You see like the edges are starting to get like a little droopy. Is there any way that you would reinforce like the edges underneath the actual dome to keep it from dispelling?
Good question. I have
You do need a flat surface to plant it on.
Yeah, I'll have the skeletons file out. And can I just have the skeletons bend over and try and palanquin up the corners of the dome?
What? That you want them to like plank under it?
Yeah, basically.
That's great.
Daisy chain of bones.
Yeah, just like head to ass, basically, like on the spinal cord.
Yeah, like an Ouroboros.
They take some time, and you guys are like, "What is Blint doing? Oh, Glim, why are you making them do that? Oh God!" And then in the end, there is a single spear of like spine to cranium all the way around, and I'll rule of cool it because it's funny enough that your skellies just like plank in the snow perfectly, without exhaustion, just like are gonna just like hold up this barrier with their bodies, and yeah, we'll call that secure.
Good job, boys.
They all just give you the
congratulations. You just invented Necromancer Human Centipede. That's just wrong.
Yeah, you're looking around you, and everywhere around you is just skeleton centipede, and it's not great. Beverly's like a little. it's hard not to leave a lot of that to the imagination. She's like,
rightfully so.
She like puts her pillow over her head, weeps quietly into the night. Maybe kidding. And you guys
in front of the eyes of Bahamut.
Ben runs up to the tiny hut and sort of like lifts the leg, and just like it's like an impenetrable barrier, so it just kind of like goes down the side and melts the snow.
Melts some of the snow
under the head of one of the skeletons that like runs down its head. And then Fen does the like a little like and then like comes inside and like does a little circle and just like plops down next to Zarvolk.
Zarvolk looks around, comparing this to the natural camp that he would have built, and looks at Glint and says, "Are you sure you don't want to try the crown on?"
Hey, it's a good point. Like, as you're all stuffed into a 10-foot sphere together, I mean, that nausea is going to be pretty intense, persistent, in fact.
If you all want to slip out, you can. I'll stick in here at least.
Glenn, make me a con save.
Yeah.
Ironically, you're the one who has to stay inside, and you're the one holding it. So
That's a 21.
21. You.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. And you're okay. It got like halfway up there, but you're okay.
Now Yvaine's looking outside. Yvaine's now looking outside and looking at Zarbo.
Yeah, you all recall
Looking
the
outside and looking at
projectile
Zarbo.
black ichor vomit from earlier, and Glint's like right in the middle. Beverly's like, "Can I borrow a tent? Can we just like have one to the side just in case in the night?" Okay. Yeah, you guys put a little. You put a little
Cover your
tent just to the
bases.
side so anyone can grab it in
Mhm.
case it. Yeah.
Quarantine.
Yeah. Fantastic, guys. I'm so proud of this abomination you've created. And dangerous situation. Okay. You guys all want to try to take a long rest in the snow?
Should we set
Yeah.
watch? I feel like we should set watch.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. How I like to, of course, do watches in the wilds is I like assume there's a watch order. We don't need to go through the logistics every time you take a long rest. If something should happen in the night, I will then call for who's doing what and when. So at this time, I will assume everyone's taking a watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I be able to do a short rest expense for arcane recovery before we get through the long rest?
Sure.
Cool.
You know what, I'm gonna change my mind slightly here, just for a little bit, just because a lot's happened, and I'll just want to see if any interactions might come up. Give you guys that opportunity. Who would be on first watch? That's all I want to know. Just first watch for now.
Nix will take
Okay.
first watch.
Oh, okay. Next.
Do you guys have enough? You have 9 people, you said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you got 7 now, so you guys can do a double on all of them except for 1 if you want.
All right. Yeah, that seems fair. Nixon Zarval.
Okay, Nixon Zarvolk. So you two will. Yep. Yvaine.
I was just say Yvaine and Beverly, if it's possible.
Yeah, that's of course possible. So why don't we'll say Zervolg and Nix on first, Yvaine and Beverly on second, and we'll check out third once those guys have gone by. So everyone kind of gets to sleep as best they can. There will be like you two will notice like the snow does continue to sink throughout the night. The temperature doesn't, this being insulated, the snow will slowly, but it will gradually sort of like melt lower, or the skellies, a little bit of the cold wind sort of begins to slip under and through the rib cage of some of the skeletons. This is definitely not a perfect system and probably won't work ever again. But it'll do, at least for this watch. You guys sit presumably in the warmth of the dome. Keep an eye on the horizon. It is hard to see. The blizzard is picking up. It is very cold out there. Would Nix or Zarvolg have any words to share with one another as you sit there, Zarvolg in, whatever, and Nix in nauseous discomfort?
I think Zarvolg would probably kind of just talk about more talking to try and keep Nix awake than anything else, probably, but would talk about just like the whatever they're able to hear, the sky, what he thinks he can see, anything he thinks he can see, what he does while he sits watch, etc. Because it's his understanding, at least, that this isn't something that's super familiar to Nix, right? They were traveling with the carnival for a while or whatever. He doesn't know that they have any wilderness experience, so he would basically be like the camp counselor,
Nice.
kind of imparting like camping knowledge, right? This is what to expect, this is what that is.
And I think from your perspective, Nix, it's kind of funny because Zarvolg's like telling you all this detail. He's like, watch the horizon and the sky, blah blah blah, and you look around, and it's just like white. Like, you're in a blizzard, so like the ground is white, it sort of fades right into the sky, and then it's just a gray. Like you're like, oh right, yeah. So from a
Well,
bard's
it is-
perspective, there's not much to see probably.
Does Nyx have dark vision?
Oh, that's a good question.
I believe yes, elves all do
Yeah.
have dark vision.
Consider.
All right. Oh, and he might talk about his horse as well, because on the way out here, he realized that they're now going to be out in the wilderness without horses.
So Nyx is probably somewhat interested in some of the survival techniques because this has been a very bizarre experience for them. Fighting dragons and having mysterious crowns making some of us very nauseous, and things of that nature. They're probably curious about how one copes with such things.
Oh, and since this is probably gonna be some period of time that they're sitting out there, and just again to kind of kill the time and keep Nyx awake, he's probably gonna thumb back at the tiny hut and be like,
They always think they're so cool with their magic, but watch this.
and he takes out a length of rope and strings it directly up into the sky and says,
Come on.
and beckons Nyx up the rope with him, and they sit in the little pocket dimension 60 feet off the ground in the sky, and look out over the horizon outside of the wind and the snow and all that good stuff.
Such a cool
This
spell.
is one hell of a party trick.
Yeah. So you can, so while you enter in the space, essentially it's like, you know, in horror movies where they like, the stupid white lady is like, sticks her head up like into the fucking attic and it's just pure
Yeah.
black. And she's like, this is incredibly scary and very alarming. I'm going to continue to do this until, that's kind of what this space is. So like, it's basically like a rope that goes like into the dark and disappears into the dark. And like, you guys kind of pull yourselves up and you guys can see down that hole back into the space. But other than that, like you can't see the horizon or the roof or anything. But it is but yeah, it's a nice little extra dimensional space to hide in. It's certainly comfier than the blizzard.
I assumed, just so we have the same idea on this, I assumed that it could be like a vertical opening, like a doorway.
It is a vertical, like up there, and you can like you climb up and you like go into the space. But once you're in the
okay.
space, you can't see like out and around. You can see down.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I thought it looked out horizontally versus vertically down. I don't know if it says that. That's just how I imagined it.
It says the rope holds perpendicular to the ground. And at the upper end of the rope, there is an invisible entrance that opens. Maybe I got that wrong. Sorry.
Oh no, wait. Perpendicular to the ground, at the upper end of the rope, an invisible entrance opens.
No, you're right. You're right. It's perpendicular.
It doesn't say. Yeah, the rope is.
Space can hold as many as 8. Rope can be pulled to space, make a rope disappear in view. Attacks spells cross through the entrance into or out of the extra-dimensional space with those inside can see out of it. Okay, yeah. So no, that's my apologies. Yeah, it's perpendicular. So you can pick a way to face it and then you can see out of it. So
right.
Yeah. You
Okay,
can't see that way.
How I imagine it. Thank you.
But
right.
Yeah, you can see that way. Cool. Good to define that because that's a very helpful ranger trap there. That's very cool. Okay, so yeah, you guys can still look at the horizon.
Yeah.
Is there anything that
it
you
only lasts for an hour, so we won't do that for very long. Just something to like break up the cold a little bit.
Yeah, and you guys can sit in the hut and not be too cold, and then you can sit up there probably for the later half of your 2-hour watch. But yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to do or talk about during your watch, or is that that? I believe Nyx did say to ask you, Zarvolg, about like how to cope with all the crazy evil shit that's happening. I think something was said about that.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. What was that again?
So Nyx was curious about how one copes with the strange, bizarre happenings, fighting dragons, scary spider crowns, things of not that make some of us nauseous, things like that. How do you guys deal with those sorts of things?
So he kind of nods his head and he says,
Well, there are a lot of bad things in the world, but of the two types of bad things, there are things that you can fight against and there are things that you can't. So I always take a little comfort in the things that we can fight against. As long as we make sure that we can fight against all of those bad things that are opposing us, I think we're doing better than the alternative.
Very well said. Very well said.
Okay. I think, yeah. So you guys will, do your watch. Maybe at a point where like Nyx is sort of maybe explaining themselves at one point. Zarvolg, you find yourself sort of looking out into the dark and maybe kind of like find yourself in a bit of like a tunnel vision where the sound of Nyx's voice kind of, in a little bit of like an ADHD mode where you're kind of like lose focus and their voice kind of drowns out as you look and you can kind of hear the oof, oof, oof of like your own heartbeat or your blood sort of flowing up your neck and the wind howling in the distance and you look into the dark and something predatory in you is like, again, that feeling of like hunger that the beast inside is unsatisfied. And for just a moment, you see like these two sort of like leering red coals in the dark burning towards you. And then sort of there might be like a Zarvolg, and you kind of look at Nyx and look back and they're gone. And you kind of come out of that little daydream, but that itch remains.
yeah. Well, we're back out in the wild again, so hopefully this can resolve itself. Finally back out in the wild again.
Yep. Stupid city. It's actually very interesting, this poll you have where there's the god of like competition and like war, which is like a group activity. And and sure the Tempest, but then there's this other side, this like wild wilderness beast, these two sides that Zarvolg's battling with, the sort of violence of society versus the violence of nature.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
You guys will complete your watch without issue. You guys pull down the rope and Yvaine and Beverly can be brought to awakeness amongst everyone sleeping. And Beverly will kind of sit and keep a close eye on the horizon. And you will as well, Beverly. Or Yvaine, sorry.
Yeah, so while we're sitting there and sort of watching what's going on, I want to chat with her.
Of course.
And I just want to make sure, I have noticed that she's been sort of keeping herself a little separate, being a little reserved. You had said that that was something that everyone noticed.
Yeah, she's much quieter now.
All right, so out with it.
Sorry?
What's on your mind?
Well, like nothing right now. Just sorry. I feel bad about lying, I guess.
When did you lie?
When I was pretending to be me.
But you weren't pretending to be you. You were being you. I just turned into a giant eagle. Was I still me when I was giant eagle? And when I turned Fen into a giant monkey, and later I turned him into a giant flying dino. That was really cool, right? All right. So, but he was still Fen, yeah. So the idea that you have to tell everything you know to everyone, or that you're not allowed to have your own, keep things to yourself, is ridiculous. You didn't lie to anyone. At least I don't think you did. You didn't lie to me. I don't feel lied to.
You don't?
No. But I do feel a little upset that someone, sometime in your past, made you feel like you had to bare your soul to every person who crossed your path. Or that what you look like, your meat suit, has anything to do with who you are. I can't fly. I'm clumsy as anything. Right? But I got us here.
Mm-hmm.
Is use the right tool for the job, yeah? Is this the right tool for the job you're doing now?
I think so.
Yeah, me too.
I where I come from, we're not thought well of here, or told that anyway.
Well, that sucks. And they're wrong, and I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I don't, I understand why. I mean, yeah.
Anyway, I don't feel lied to. But Sightless, and that's something we share in common, is that he has possessed us both. He sort of twists you, you know? Like,
Yeah, I didn't like it.
yeah, no, it was awful. His manipulations are subtle and they don't necessarily leave the moment he's gone. Like the after effect of it just sort of lingers and it makes you doubt yourself. You're fine. He's a prick. I'm sorry he used you like that.
Well, it's not your fault. You're really not mad. I mean, I changed myself to get Finch to make me their squire. Like, you know?
I was under the impression that there was sort of like a trial at arms where you had to like fight people. So,
There
all right,
was.
so then when you change forms, it gives you different abilities. Like I can fly and such. Like it made you faster, or it made you stronger.
No. I actually am less capable like this, actually.
Oh my god, why did we do it then?
Because people don't like what I am, I guess. And I thought that if I went out like this, then Finch wouldn't have picked me.
I say this with enormous love in my heart. I think you do Finch a disservice. They are bigger than that.
I know. I know now. Finch is. I know.
None of us
I didn't know Finch back then. You know, I knew that this everyone was talking about this great paladin, this like really famous paladin showed up. Yeah, so I made myself look like one of the people and kind of tricked her into being late and then tried to take her place. And I did take her place and I got Finch to pick me. Well, I didn't get Finch to pick me. I got to do the trial and then, Finch slapped me around a little bit and that's okay. It was all part of it. I know. Okay. It's more of a metaphor. Anyway, and yeah, and I got picked and then I've just been kind of this way because I figure that I figured that you'd all be pretty mad to know that I was not actually Beverly.
Right, so, well, you are Beverly, though. I mean, do you have a different
Yeah.
name? Do you have a different name you prefer?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to tell those.
Okay, well, I don't want you to get in trouble, but if there's something you'd rather be called, I would rather call you what you prefer to hear. It's up to you.
Is Beverly okay for now?
Of course it is. I want.
Okay.
The point is, you're okay. Glint is a necromancer. I made a deal with a horrible eldritch being, and while I may have done it to save him on, it
You
was still
did?
making me a little crazy, right? And
Right.
and Ember has an incredible temper. You haven't really seen it, but when he goes off, he goes off. It's actually
Is
pretty.
that like a fire genasi stereotype? I thought that was like a fire genasi. Somebody told me
I
that.
don't
thought that
know
was
if it's
just
a stereotype, but it's very much Ember. Honestly, I'm a huge fan, but I also have kind of a temper myself, so you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that probably sounded mean. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, it didn't. It's true. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess everyone is a little
Mhm.
weird. Yeah. I'm just. I just feel really bad about it. I don't.
Yeah. The sightless wants you to. So fuck him. Pick your head up. Everyone here still loves you. And when we find the bastard, we're going to kick his ass so brutally. Stage the fuck in the far realm where he belongs. Off my fucking rock.
You swear a lot.
Yeah, I do, actually.
You swear like Zarvolg swears.
Yeah, coming back.
Actually, I think you swear maybe more than Zarvolg swears.
Probably, yeah, actually.
I think he looks like he swears a lot, but you actually swear more.
Yeah, well, I might not be everything I always look like I am.
Me neither. But thank you for being nice, I guess, and forgiving and all the good things. I thank you.
Just give her a huge hug.
I constantly think about what you said, that you guys feel really bad for the first person she ever dates. And it's like, and I feel that more and more as the Beverly story continues, just how protective this party is of her. And it's coming because I can't not let that happen.
And then it occurs to me that she's probably gonna have a tail.
A tail.
Someone's
Like
gonna
a
be
story.
watching her.
Who are Glenn's skeletons?
Oh, yeah. Oh, a tail.
Yvaine can turn into a sparrow.
We'll just
She
have
can
a session
turn
of you
into an
guys just
alley
like
cat.
stealth missioning like across the roofs, Batman style, like shape shifting and like being in the bar. It's like Cheaper by the Dozen too, where like the dads are in the theater at the back and
Yes.
everything.
Just imagining the date goes well, and it's like, okay, everyone, call it off, and the skeleton's just slowly lowering the crossbow from the roof.
No, it's off, call it off.
But they're disappointed, so they like kick a rock, like, oh man.
Oh,
Easton's up there with his fucking rifle, like, wait, what?
She's gonna try and sneak away. Oh, god.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she's gonna try and sneak away in the middle of the night with the drummer from Glint's skeleton band.
Why is it always the drummer, man? What were you gonna say, Amber?
I was just gonna say it's the pickup from Bad Boys 2.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Shit, you look 30.
30.
I'm waiting for
I
that.
am not afraid of going back to prison.
Hello, Mr. Van Zyl. I'm here to pick up Beverly. Shit, you look 30. This is Glenn. He just got out of the joint for necromancy. Oh man, I ain't going back. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Sorry. Incredible. It's coming. Don't worry. Okay. So that second watch, that goes great. Amazing. Yeah, Yvaine, take inspiration, absolutely. For mending Bevy's little broken heart. Third watch. Is there amongst you, is there a 1 or a 2 who would like to take care of it?
I'll volunteer.
And so will I think at some point Finch is gonna need to try and get some air.
Got it. So the necromancer and the paladin are going to do anything together. That's but
We
it's okay.
established that is ethical necromancy.
Ethical necromancy, that's right. That's right. Temptations
imagining
notwithstanding.
Finch pacing around the perimeter while Glint can't leave the sphere, so it's just a conversation with this opaque bubble in the way.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So Glint, you get up. Oh fuck. In this particular moment, there is no choice or roll about it, as I rolled nat 20. You get up, and as you sit up, you kind of like grip the bag. Maybe like would you check to make sure it's still there, perhaps? You check to make sure it's still there as you open it up and you see the red rubies leering at you like a spider in the dark. You blow chunks everywhere. You just like Charizard with a flame blast or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
Everyone wakes up as you're all covered in like this like hot black ichor. As Glenn, you fully spray out maybe 2 or 3 times your physical possible contents of your stomach.
Apologies, morning sickness.
Finch raises an eyebrow like
Ben goes out into the dark and does like one of these.
Please.
Beverly's like, oh no. And she's like so upset. She like picks up the tent and like goes out into the dark and starts pitching it. What does anybody do?
Come on, man.
Take myself off in the snow.
Yeah, you go do one of these in the snow. And the snow does turn like kind of black, and it's definitely like, it's like literally it's like a this movement to like get it off. It's like a one of those. And yeah, it's like it's like goo. It's like, yeah.
You gotta get yourself together. I'm not doing this all the way to wherever we're going.
Thank God for prestidigitation.
If we do this the whole way through, I'm sure I'll be a raisin by the time we finish.
Does it matter if someone who's not affected carries the bag? Not all of us are affected.
I'm a little worried that you're not affected. Frankly, I would be happy to continue carrying it. Just give me a moment to clean up, and I'm going to cast prestidigitation on my end to really clean off a little bit, at least.
Yep. It's thick, so it takes many castings, but yes, you can work on that. By the time you're done cleaning things off, at least one tent has been pitched in the snow by Beverly. That's a 2-person tent, so whoever wants in on that. I do want to know though, like, where is everybody? Do most of you return back into the bubble once it's cleaned?
I have a tent that I can put up, or I can be with Beverly if she already has one.
Beverly being your squire, I think it would be assumed that
Nyx
like,
doesn't
she's
have-
pitching.
I
I
will.
have to people need it though.
I'll stay in the tiny hut.
Okay.
Nyx will stay in the tiny hut. They don't have a tent.
You traveled with the carnies and you don't have a tent?
Apparently
Yeah.
not.
No,
They had carriages. Yeah.
It's
They
rough.
had big circus carriages. Okay, you go back in. Glint, you got to stay in if you want the hut to stay up. Zarvolg and Nyx go back in. Fenn's going wherever you go, Zarvolg. What about Ember? What about Yvaine?
Ember has a perfectly good trench, and I can burn myself a little hole in the side wall, and I have my own brazier, so yeah, I'm not worried about cold.
Yeah, you step outside and just go like off the end of your finger, fucking flame finger, create a big hole in the ground and just sort of like nestle yourself in there. Ember's like a little, maybe, or not quite. And you kind of like nestle yourself in there, well and fine.
What I'd like to do is turn myself into like an Arctic fox and dig in and put my fancy floofy tail around myself and cuddle with Happy under the snow.
Yeah, you just do the like into the snow that they do, with your just like your legs sitting out, and you like dig yourself in and make a nice little like Arctic fox den and wrap yourself around Happy, who's like doing a literal Bugs Bunny like, but you guys like cuddle up and you guys are fine. And how long does that last? That lasts for like
That
4
would
plus
last.
hours, right?
That will last the rest of the sleeping
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I believe so. All right. Yivy and Ember find themselves some nice places to sleep out in the blizzard. It's definitely not as nice as the hut, but there is less risk of tarry goo. And you guys managed to get yourselves into the snow. Or that wasn't what I was going to do. I was going to knock you over. Is what I was going to do. There we go. Okay. So everybody gets themselves settled once more. Finch Andegard, you can continue to take watch, and we come back to the proper watch at this point. So you take breaks outside in the cold, and you take breaks from the extreme cold and go back inside, especially with your armor, Finch. I'm sure it's a little icy inside of your little metal coffin that you wear. Oh, actually, it's carapace. Never mind. You wear the bug stuff, so never mind. That won't be as cold as metal. But anyway, Glint, Finch, you may take your watch together.
Sorry about that again. I'm not normally this nauseous when it comes to dealing with cursed objects of pure evil.
Do you have much experience with that, or
some more than I'd like to admit.
that's fair. Yeah, I have to admit, throughout our travels, we've encountered many interesting things, and none of which have made me feel like this. I can't even bear to be around it. The sooner we can find someone holier than myself to tell us what to do, the better.
Yeah, I'm hoping at least by the time that we have tomorrow and I have a little more strength left in me to tap into the weave, that I can do a few more precautions, though mostly the preventing things from finding us. I don't think I have a hair of the dog spell for this.
That's true. I think I feel like a little bit vulnerable with that. At this point in time with our travels, I feel like I put an inordinate amount of trust in Zarvalg when it comes to leading us and being ever vigilant and watchful. I think that's the best that we can do. I know that may not be enough based off of what we heard, but that's all that I know, and that's all that we've got.
In my limited time traveling with you all, I have noticed with the utmost of confidence that you are all very good at improvising as shit happens.
That's what we do best.
I think ultimately, even if what we do is not enough, we will manage.
I think so.
How are you holding up, I suppose?
In what regard? In just finding this relic? In
Well,
general?
in the Andergard, I guess. We found a horrible cursed artifact, and you're the prophesied hero, or however that goes with Bahamut, and there's the matter with Beverly, and you've been thrown a lot of curveballs in as much as the trajectories have been.
I hear what you're saying. I think I'm doing as well as one can be with Beverly. That was an unexpected surprise. But at the same time, in speaking with her, she and I aren't that far apart when it comes to what do I want to say? Masking and hiding who we are. And I know that there are many in this party that have experienced the same. So, while yes, finding out that she has not been completely forthcoming with whom she is or what she is. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I can relate for sure. We have different circumstances to an extent. I didn't know that I was like this until something unexpected happened, and now I do. For her, she has her reasons for masking that part of herself, and I'm hoping that this party is who I think that they are. In time, I'm hoping that she becomes comfortable in whatever form she chooses. If that's what she has manifested now, I will accept that. How much, I guess, like above the table, how much would Finch actually know about like changelings? Like, and that like they could, because like obviously like outside of the game, like I know that they have the ability to like basically shift into what they want. Would Finch have like a knowledge? Like how common are changelings? Or is it like a myth, a legend kind of thing? Like he wouldn't encounter one.
Make me a history check. For sure, make me a history check.
Okay. Let's see here. That is not spectacular. What was my modifier? Oh, 14.
14. Yeah, no, this is like folklore stuff. You recognize that they are I won't give you that much. It's very technical. You were told a tale as a child, maybe by one of your brothers who was being like a dick and like scaring you. I mean, like, hey, maybe you're a changeling, and you're like, no.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But essentially, the idea was that when children were born, maybe mischievous spirits would swap them, would swap out the real baby with a changeling, and a changeling would look
Got it.
exactly like the baby but would behave differently. So people would be like, okay, if your baby is like acting very differently than what it normally is, it might actually be a changeling and swapped out. And then like any number of things, and like, this is a fairy tale, so a lot of the time it's like in a real like Brothers Grimm kind of way, like, oh, the baby would be killed, or it needs to be like given back to the spirits to be taken away to its evil lands, and so on and so forth. But if you let it grow up, it'll grow up to kill its own parents and savage its family when it gets older. And so basically they're made up to be monsters.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I guess Finch will say, in time, I hope that Beverly feels comfortable in whatever form she chooses, whether it is what we've come to know or what we saw when she revealed herself to what she truly is. We don't have enough time to talk about my family, so I'll save that tale.
Oh no, that's that I think would require at least a free weekend and a measure of drinks.
But yes, overall, I feel like I'm doing okay. How about yourself? I mean, I don't really know a lot about your story prior to joining our party. Is this what does this look like for you? Is this par for the course? Is adventuring new for you?
Adventuring is not wholly new. I've been traveling for some time now, but it was typically alone. I wouldn't say that I was an adventurer per se. I was simply doing research, and it involved an awful lot of scurrying and typically ducking the other way whenever things looked to be risky. I've spent a great great deal of time, I find, hiding, um, and very
Mhm.
little actually standing at the forefront of most anything. Uh, so in that respect, it's quite new. I'm a little nervous about Vasselheim. The I think the last time I visited, it may have been around the time that it was nearly on fire. So it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Well, I think we're in for another interesting adventure. But I have confidence in this group, like you said before, that we will achieve what we've set out to.
Hmm. Um, I think you're right to have faith in Beverly. She seemed good and honest to me in most
I think
things.
so.
Mhm. And this did not seem something where there was any obligation really to tell us that we found out was honestly the tragedy more than that we were not told. Um, I think it would have been better if she had her own terms for it. But
Mhm. I agree. I agree. Yeah, she's given no reason to doubt her. And if there's anything that I've learned over time, it's how to give trust where it's due. And unless she gives us any kind of reason otherwise, then I'm going to continue having the utmost faith in her unless she shows otherwise.
I think that's a good way of looking at it. It's very hopeful, and that's a good thing to have.
I agree. I think in this life, I think we've all been through quite a bit. We all have our own stories, our own backgrounds. So when I see somebody like Beverly, regardless of what her background is, showing promise, and I see, for me, the caliber of one's character is often shown in their actions. And throughout the time that I've known her, she has been strong willed and determined, kind, caring, ambitious.
Mhm.
So, no matter what form she presents to us, I'm going to treat her as she's proven she deserves.
For for what it's worth, as the local necromancer, I think you're helping teach a very fine paladin.
Thank you. I think so too.
Make me perception checks, you two.
Alrighty. Not good on me. Let me double check my bonus, but it's probably low.
Minus, but I got 17.
I got a 3.
Oh,
While you guys are talking, you have your little nod of like acknowledgement. You guys sort of or Glenn, you're talking. Maybe it's around the time as Glenn's finishing up. Finch, you see silhouettes, shadows, something draconic, just barely at the edge of vision, just sort of can't hear the flapping of their wings or the distance they're making from the intensity of the wind, but you see the draconic silhouette above.
did you see that? What was that?
I actually did not at all. Can you point it to me?
And I'll try and like point in like the direction, but obviously I'm assuming it's gone. I think maybe it's late. Maybe I'm tired. I thought I saw something
Was it on the ground in the air?
in the air. In the air. I thought for a minute. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think I just need to get some rest.
Another one.
There it is again.
More in the other direction though, like
No,
past basically.
No, I'm sure I saw something this time. Something big. Something dragon shaped.
Do you want, if you want, I'll wake the ones in the bubble. You wake the ones in the tents.
Let's go.
Slowly but surely. As I imagine you're doing it fairly quietly, and I will say, you know, it's hard to see and hear, but that works to your advantage as well. It won't require any stealth checks from you at this time. You are able to quick and quietly sort of shake some shoulders and get people up. You two will, well, Clint, you're a wizard, but Finch will be armored. Everyone else will be kind of okay and kind of awaken. I think I will require a survival check from one of the two of you to try and find Yvaine. Ember's big, but a foxhole isn't always easy to find, especially in the blizzard.
I can attempt one. It'll be pretty bad. Let me
Okay.
roll. Survival. Oh, that was cocked.
Roll can find her.
15 actually. 14
I can
plus
probably
4.
do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, you look around, you're like, where the fuck is Yvaine? You're kind of like feeling around, and your hand sort of like sinks in at one part near towards the tent. You were able to find Yvaine. Some snow like falls on your head, and you look up to see Clint's dwarfen beard dangling into your heel, into your hole.
I'm gonna start talking to him. It's gonna come out as fox yodels. And she's gonna be like, "Why are you waking me up? It's not morning. I'm tired. Go away."
Oh, I really hope this is the right animal. If Finch sells something, there might be trouble.
Shake yourself off and go with you. And Happy follows, so.
Happy's like bounces like this, trying to very intently display his disappointment. You all sort of come out. Yvaine, do you stay a fox?
I can unshift as a free action, so I'm going to stay here just to make sure there's a reason to shift for action.
If this is wild shape, I believe it is a bonus action to return to your original shape, just so you know.
Well, fuck, fine.
Okay. Sorry, not to rain on your parade.
It's fine.
So you all take positions. Are you like surrounding, like what's the situation here? What's the
Is Finch still seeing the shapes?
you haven't seen one like this is a quick and quiet thing. So if you want to have a discussion, let me know if you're having a discussion amongst the party. I'm gonna say to this point, you have quietly gone and awoken everybody, but if you want to have a discussion, let me know.
I don't think so. I think we're good for now.
Okay, why don't we go to Zarvog? Zarvog, you have a thought?
Yeah, I'm going to Cloak of the Bat myself. Just grab the sides. I'm not going to turn into a bat.
Okay.
And I want to fly, if possible, like into a tree limb about 90 feet away so I can still see the camp.
Okay.
Actually, make it 45.
Your visibility
feet away,
is your visibility is not 90 feet, I'm afraid to say at this point.
Okay.
It's a blizzard out here, to be sure.
All right. Let's okay, I want to put that's fine. I want to put the camp like kind of at the center, or maybe if necessary a little bit further away from my vision.
I would even say that at this point, the camp being, let me check your visibility here real quick. This is your like anything past that you cannot see.
Okay.
You guys have like a
good.
30-foot. Yeah, you have a 30-foot visibility at this point.
So the things
you're
that Finch is seeing are close to us.
Yes, you're in like a Hail Mary Arctic blizzard right now. Like since you've been gone, the only reason why your hut hasn't fully fallen apart this part is because it is snowing harder than it is melting on the inside, which is keeping the sides filled. Because it's like there's probably snow going up the side of the thing at this point, and certainly up the side of Beverly's tent, even though she only set it up an hour ago. Like it's blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
This is like whiteout shit.
Also, if possible, can I land or sit or just hunch on this branch or whatever so that I have both hands available?
Maybe a little acrobatics check. These trees aren't the toughest trees. been buffeted by the elements for a long time.
14.
14? Yeah, sure. I'll say you prop a leg against it, push your back against it, and like get a crossbow ready, but you're kind of
Yep.
you kind of pin yourself into the tree just enough that you
Right.
don't break it.
I
Good,
would like
that's-
to, if possible, like give a single kind of quiet command to the skeletons to get ready to stand up and draw swords effectively.
Yeah, there's like they're completely under your command. They don't not sleep, so they just don't move, and
Yeah.
they are aware. Okay, so Clint, you're standing in there. You're up there. Fens out, sort of, and like feel the energy. What about you, Nix? Where are you at? What about you, Finch? Nix and Finch. Yeah, go
Nix
ahead.
is probably like. I'm wondering, would it be possible for Nix to do the invisibility thing? Because I feel like they're probably a little nervous right now, being nauseous and in a blizzard and things like that.
Perfectly fine. You go invisible, obscure yourself. Are you invisible in the bubble or out the bubble?
Out of the bubble.
Got it. Out of the bubble. Finch and a guard.
Yes. Let's see here.
I'll tell you what. Just because I want to speed this up. If anyone is unhappy with where they are on the map right now, tell me now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because there's no. I don't see a reason why I'd be anywhere else.
Got it. Okay. And Ember, you're up out of your hole. So I'm going to assume everyone is happy where they are right now. Okay. You guys sort of wait. You're looking off. You're all just like waiting for something to happen, trying to get a bead on it. You do see a silhouette pretty much, it appears, definitely sort of like, you only have a 30-foot visibility, so suddenly there's like a flare of wings that like comes at your party. You all probably pull one of these on it, and you see a Lyngornian sky swimmer rider on its back, well harnessed and covered in furs, and then another two fly down and land next to the riders. It seems there's nothing to fear except fear itself in this moment. The riders sort of all hop off. They land like on the top of the snow and they don't muff through it. These are rangers, but they are like cloaked. They go. The middle one is going to come up. Oh, these are yeah. So I'm going to say that two of them are sky swimmers. One of them is a ranger. The center one's a ranger, and that's the one who's going to talk to you. You guys haven't seen this ranger before. But it's going to sort of shuffle through the snow, wind billowing in the air, but like obviously in a very hot way because he's an elf, because elves. And he goes, what does he say to you? He goes, "Are you the Aurora Concordant?"
We are.
We got word from Nameless Ildereth to try and find you in the snow. We've been sending out our sky swimmers and rangers looking for all of you. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're okay. We're trying to meet with an airship and get to Vasselheim.
All right. Do you need anything? Do you need support? What
Ember,
do you need?
Yeah.
he's asking for logistics. I'll see you all day. And Yvaine will step back.
Nah, we're pretty good.
Oh, you're fine. You're good. We should call off everything.
Can you help us get somewhere?
No, we're really okay. Really.
Okay. If you're sure.
We appreciate you looking for us. This is just, some inconvenient weather.
Okay. We were told that it was never mind, I suppose. All right, we'll report back to Lyngornian then. Have a good night.
Do be very careful. There is a white worm that was layered within a days from here.
It's a dragon out here.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll use the blizzard for cover, but thank you. That's very helpful. All right. If you don't need anything, then yes, we'll return back to Lyngornian and tell the Crescent Conclave to call off the search if that is what you're sure of.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And please give everyone our warmest regards. Would you like to? And Ember will snap a finger and create a bonfire. Would you like to warm yourselves before you go? It's a little unpleasant, but I can guarantee you the fire won't go out.
Yes. He looks around at his riders, goes, well, we have, that wouldn't hurt. We've been out for some hours now, so, sure, thank you. And he'll look back and he'll speak in Elvish and, tell them to, like, dismount and whatever, and, they shall, grab some feed, like some meat out of their packs and kind of toss them into the air, and the wyverns will grab it out of the air and swallow it, and they'll kind of bring the wyverns over to the bonfire you create. They immediately begin to like point their hands at the ground and kind of similar to what you were doing, like form a trench. Actually, only really the hunter does that, but he begins to form like a trench in a shape watery kind of way. Then they kind of get deep into the snow, get some wind cover. The wyverns kind of get close and kind of sit around them. They seem very trained for this sort of cold rescue mission, using their wings to kind of create like a wind protection. And they kind of sit into the fire. One of the sky swimmers. So like, there's the ranger who has like the green cloak and the heavy leathers and like the spear and like he's pretty well equipped. And the other guys are too. But they're, in that traditional sort of acrobat, whatever apparel. And then they have like a short sword at the hip and a long short bow on the back. They're a little less military than the main hunter. One of them goes, now that it's quiet a little bit with the wind buffeted, he goes, so, what's, if you don't mind my asking, what's all the commotion? There seems to be a huge miscommunication.
We encountered the dragon. We recognized that it was a fairly significant threat. We beat it back, but it managed to escape. So we sent Nails back to let Lyngornian know, because something layered that close is obviously a danger. And as we've dealt with dragons in the past, we felt that we would make adequate bait. And if we're also waiting for our airship to present itself, then this is an ideal opportunity for us to bait the trap to one degree or another. And we were found by folks who were flying on big lizards. So, we got, this close.
Wow. They kind of look at each other and goes, well, these are the ones that saved the city, just doing more save the city stuff.
Very
and they'll
much.
kind of nod and say, well, okay. Hunting dragons for as if you're not famous enough in these parts already.
We do travel with Finch and the guard.
Two of them go, they'll look at each other across the camp as if they're supposed to know who that name is. But the hunter, however, looks at you, Finch, goes, you're Finch Endegard.
I am.
You're High Paladin Finch Endegard.
That is true. That is I. And I'll stick a hand out and I'll just say, pleasure to meet you.
Shake your hand, kind of, like, and you're just like, oh, that's a huge celebrity. That's wow. You know, he's kind of having one of those moments. He goes, well, it's an honor to meet you. Sorry, I'm caught off guard. We
No,
don't,
nothing to be caught off guard about. Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I mean, the worship of the Platinum Dragon isn't as prevalent. Perhaps it should be after recent events in Lyngornian.
That's for certain.
How did you all find us in the middle of a blizzard?
The two sky swimmers sort of like look to the hunter in the center, who says, well, it wasn't easy. I have a couple of spells that are good for locating creatures, so I use that sparingly. Looking for anomalies. Well, we were flying low to check the ground and stay out of the height of the blizzard, and we flew over your dome. You there in the weird dome that we can't see. So I figured I'd try the spell and well, it connected with a lot of you. Oh no, I don't use a spell. I use primeval awareness, bitches, because I'm a ranger. He doesn't say that, but he goes, well, as a ranger, I could sense such things, and after we came with a certain mileage of all of you, we were able to start pinning down your location and getting closer. He looks to you, Zarvolg, and gestures with a head and says, I'm sure you are aware of primeval powers.
I am.
Well, there
Nicely
you are.
done.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not often we have call for hunters and rangers out in the wastes, but here we are.
Is there any game out here? I was thinking about hunting in the morning.
One of the sky swimmers says, well, it sounds like there's dragons out here, so you got to hunt for yourself if that's what you're looking for. Hunter sort of shakes his head and he goes, yes, not many range too deep into the nether fields. It's a deadly climate even for most rangers. Truly a survival challenge. That's why it's gone unmapped even after many years of Lyngornian's existence. But they do say that there are bears of a danger unprecedented amongst beasts and other creatures and monstrosities. Large centipede-like creatures known as remoras roam here and there. They even say that there are yeti, gorilla-like folk that are white in fur and have powers of ice. There's dangerous Arctic monsters out here in the wastes, in the Neverfields.
Interesting. I guess we'll see what pops up.
Oh, good luck with that. Kind of look around and begin to rise. We'll say like 10-ish minutes have gone by and be like, well, we say our bones are warmed. They kind of like, see the sky swimmers kind of like, not like, dad, but definitely like a little like here we go again back into the blizzard. They're dancers, they're not rangers. And they go, yeah, well, sooner we get to the hospice of Lyngornian, the better. And they will begin to stand up from the campfire and they will bow. Man, Cinderin is just failing me for Elvish. Moment, I like my Dragon Age. They will say, Dereth Shirol, which means farewell, safe journeys. You say, the Moonweaver shroud you in this dark and hopefully not get you too lost. Good luck.
Thank you.
This is like a really silly paranoid wizard question. Because for us, whenever we were within range of the crown, there was like immediate nausea. For most of us, the non, the good aligned members of the party at least, was there any notable discomfort amongst these elves?
Good question. Make me a insight or medicine check, your choice.
I'll do medicine. They
Yeah, change it
actually
up,
have
do a little
training in that.
medicine.
Yeah.
Not often we get to use medicine in a world where you can snap your fingers and bones are healed.
All right, it's going to be 18 total.
18 total. You see, let's see here. Some rolls real quick. The two sky swimmers are, you don't sense anything from the sky swimmers, but you do see some like very subtle like shifting in the hunter's body behavior, and it's like a little more leaned over than you see most elves, as if to like be protecting their stomach and from the discomfort of the stomach. The sky swimmers no, but the hunter, yes. You definitely think that he's got a little of a nausea going on, but maybe isn't understanding where it's coming from.
Got it. Okay. Clint seems to be a little more at ease about this than he should be. Um,
Yeah.
We have
Fair
a
enough.
radar for good people, but only gives them diarrhea.
Disgusting. Okay, they begin to rise, and as before, Dennis Sherrill, when we ever guide you. And they will turn to their wyverns. As they turn to their wyverns, to mount up a what you hear a and one of the elves falls over in the
Yeah.
snow.
That's
And they
bad.
like look around and go, what was that? And you begin to hear through the cold sound, you see Zarvolk. When you saw those red eyes, they were like up there, like giant sized, like spread apart too. Some great creature looking down on you. In this moment, you see glowing red eyes in the dark again, but more medium-sized entity. And then you see sort of coming from the dark all of these silhouettes with two sets of arms that sort of begin to sort of kind of grudge-like, but come through, and you see like maybe like 8 of these things sort of come through, and I will give you more of a description when we enter initiative when we come back from our break.
All right.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
do it.
There we go. All right, let's do this. Initiative. Thank you. Let me see that. I think I got everybody. I think I did. Right, I got good guys on the field. Sense. There's there. Got wyverns to roll. Okay. I think it's time for initiative. So, anybody roll a 20 plus? Darval.
26.
Oh wow.
Darval. Is already at
I
the
got
front. Good job.
23.
23. Good job, Mix. Okay, how about a 20 to 15? Alright.
17.
Oh, 17, there it is. 17, okay. How about a 15 to 10?
13.
13. Who'd like to go first?
I got a 14.
Oh, nice.
14, 13 then, my apologies. Damn it, Clint. Where are you in the initiative? There we go. Okay. Where did I get the gun of 14? Oh, what's your dex, Finch?
My dex is an 11.
Sweet. Okay. How about 10 to 5?
Here my 7.
Here my 7 will do. And I forgot to roll Beverly, so she'll go at the end. Sorry, Beverly, it's not your fault.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
Because I know we're in the middle of like a sort of as people are getting sleep. Would we have been able to catch a short rest?
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you guys the short rest.
Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem at all.
Very grateful.
Okay. Well, let's bring it in. I think I need to update Beverly's stats at some point here, but it's fine. Okay, moving to the beginning of initiative. They did already get their surprise round, and you hear enough sound coming from. It's very slight through the wind. These sounds coming from through the wind, so you expect that there's more out there, but I've only highlighted those on the map the party would be able to see or be aware of at this time. So Zarval, you're up at a tree. What do you do?
Yeah. I start shooting. Are these
Start
things
shooting.
are these things humanoid?
Man, it's tough to say. You see these like these four-armed, two-legged creatures, all
Yeah.
of them ending with like sharp like claws, like pointed claws. Not necessarily fingernails, but just the fingers come to like points. They are all slightly furry, like almost like arachnid-like, and they all have 6 eyes, 2 to each side, layered in 3s. Black, heavy mane of matted like fur that goes straight back, and they are about 3 feet tall. They are not that big, which almost somehow makes it worse. I will post a picture on Facebook. If you want to roll me a free nature check, I will allow you to see if you can determine if they are humanoid. I'll give you advantage because of your favored enemy.
Okay.
So yeah, pictures on the
22 on my first roll.
22 on the nature check. You would be surprised if these were humanoid. They are so beyond the shape of any
Ew.
you've ever seen.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Smarten up. Come on. Help.
All right.
All right. Those are those little guys running at you.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Is there anything I want to do? They're
only
all
gnome-sized.
relatively spread out. How many can I see? 6?
You see 6, 3 to each side so far.
Okay. and everybody, the party and the other folks seem to be facing the group on the left. So I'm gonna start shooting at the group on the right. And I will start. Who is that on the other side of the globe? Or the friendly? Yeah.
Here, that would be
Yeah.
someone you can't see because she's invisible.
Oh, okay. In that case,
And
since
also out
I
of your
don't.
sight line. So to be
Yeah.
clear about your particular sight
Oh,
line,
that's what I can see. Great. I
Yeah,
guess
you can
that's my
only see that
buddy
guy.
then.
Yeah.
Yep.
he goes,
All right.
Hey,
Let's hunter's mark that guy
okay.
and go to town. Yeah, let's go ahead and burn action surge 2, I guess. So 5 attacks.
Understood.
Ooh, so the first attack is only going to be a 13.
13. Let's see if a 13 hits these little guys. They do not. Your bolt sort of
Okay.
skims off of its back.
Yep. All right, I'm going to keep rolling. Sorry, my die was slow on that one. Hopefully they'll go faster. All right, so that's a 22 for the second attack.
20. Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. That's going to be a total of 18 piercing damage.
18 piercing damage. Understood.
All right, that was
Got
attack
it.
2. Here comes attack 3.
Hey, don't worry, it's dead.
Oh. Oh, and I can't see anymore?
You can't see any more of them.
All right, do I still have to burn my action surge?
No, no.
Okay. All right.
You only
in
made
that
2
case-
shots, so you got
Oh
your
yeah, I
third
did
left
only
is
make
moved
2
up.
shots, so I guess I can still move, right? All right, let me jump. Let me swoop down. I'm gonna swoop down.
Oh,
Oh no, I can't.
that-
I can't.
yeah.
Because my hands are. Yep. So I'm going to jump down. Jump down.
roll me an athletics or acrobatics check to stick the landing.
15.
15. Yeah, you land on your feet. It was a close call, but you did.
All right. Now can I see anybody from here?
No. But you can move forward a little bit to like.
Yeah, I am gonna move. So I get here's how I'm rationalizing this. My first instinct was to protect the back of the group, so I'm going to run along what I consider the back of the group.
Oh, you want to do like a 30 to here,
Um,
or like a 20 there, because you'd be able to see them.
Yeah,
pretty much behind Fen.
I'd probably stop first where I can see the first one.
Got it.
I mean, I'd like to be able to see them both, but
Got it. You see another one come out of the snow, so you see these two
Yeah.
at the same time.
all right. So I already rolled my third time. Are we using that roll, or should I roll again? I got a 20.
Yeah. Use that. Use that.
Okay. Oh, and I can't switch my hunter's mark now. So that's going to be 12 piercing damage.
12 piercing damage. It takes it, and it's barely walking now.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire my fourth shot at that one.
All right.
And that's going to be a 10, so I'll miss.
A 10, so a miss. Understood. Sends over it.
This wind is nasty.
It is.
So I'll take my fifth shot. And that's 22 to hit.
22 to hit. That will hit, and it will be dead.
All right. And then I have like more movement, probably, right?
Yeah, you got another. I'd give you. What do you got? 40 feet this first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would have 25 feet left,
All right. I'm gonna keep moving forward then,
like that.
kind of in that same straight line from the tree. Yep. until I see another one.
You would have seen this guy from where you were
great.
already standing. Yeah,
Oh,
so
I didn't
back
realize
there.
he was even there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm making him appear as you appear through the.
Then I'm going to stand there since I'm out of attacks, and Fen will now attack that guy.
Right, Fen turns around, and is going to charge. Gets to here at 25.
Oh, Fen's going to do the gore charge. The old gore charge.
The old big tip. The old dick twist. All right, you get to here, at which point Fen has spotted more. It's worth pointing out that Fen runs up to this one to like attack it, and behind it sees a fairly larger one. This guy's maybe the same size as Fen. This one towers over Fen, standing at like 12 feet tall. It looks like these guys, but a more menacing version of it. Almost glowing red eyes, huge, massive tree trunk arms, white hairs that go back over the back out of its head, over its shoulders, and then 2 more sets of arms that come out of the armpits, folded back legs like some kind of like wolf, and just ripped with ebon skin. I will post a picture of this creature.
That seems worse.
It is worse.
Oh
Ew,
my god.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
large mandible sort of down.
much like the honey badger, Fen does not give a fuck. So he's going at that.
Nice.
Okay, here we go. Fen is going to get. I always forget what his modifiers are. Oh, he got a 16 to hit.
A 16 to hit. That will hit. Roll me some damage.
Oh wait, that's not what it was. A 21 to hit. I'm sorry.
That'll still do the job. No
Okay.
worries.
And then 2d8 plus 2. That is 8 points of damage.
What's the damage? All right, Finn slams into the creature with its charge, and it is stabbed through.
All right, and he's gonna go ahead and take his bite attack.
All right,
That's 21 again to hit.
21 will hit.
Plus 2. And that's gonna be 7 more damage.
7 more damage. And that is a dead creature. Then gores it, sort of hops back, and it jumps up onto its chest, bites down on its throat, and kills the creature.
All right. That's it for us.
Fantastic, Zarval. Way to do a first round. Holy shit. That will bring us to Nyx. Nyx, you are invisible. Whatever creatures are coming out of the snow, they do not see you. What do you do?
If Nyx were to use Thunderwave, would that have friendly fire implications, or would it only affect the enemies?
Only if you put an ally in that range. So just to give you an idea of what you're doing here, because it's a 15-foot cube that must start at yourself. It's going to be like this. This is going to be your area, and then it's a cube, so imagine that. But it can come out of you like any way you want. So it could be like this, like this, it could be like this.
Is that like so? Behind and to the screen, right? That is one of those little goblin guys, right?
Yeah. So if you want to go after these guys, you could probably hit them both at the same time without hurting anybody. Yeah, you can run up and do that if you want. I am going to say you're at half movement in the snow because it is heavy blizzard snow. But half movement, you can get to right here invisibly, sort of boom, and hit both of them if you wanted to.
That would be great. I want to do that.
All right, invisibly, you walk up. You like walk right into its face, and it like looks. You know when someone's not quite looking you in the eye? It's like that because he can't see you, and you just kind of. As it can you kind of hear something, and then it's too late, and you go, and thunder wave the shit out of him. They all make some con saves to see if they can resist you. One rolls a nat 20, One rolls a 14, so I believe one succeeds, one fails. That's your spell save DC on your spell list.
Wait, what happened?
What is
Sorry.
your spell
Oh,
save
my internet.
DC?
Frick.
Yeah, so if you go to your character sheet and go to your spell list, at the very top it
Yeah.
says spell save DC. Yeah. Take your time. No rush. It's all good.
Oh, 16.
16, yes. So one of them will fail, one of them will succeed. I'm going to say the guys at point blank range is going to fail. So go ahead and roll me your thunder wave damage.
Okay.
And you can upcast it, of course, if you wish to upcast it.
We're gonna do the first level, so I got 13.
13 is very good. 13 hits this guy, and he is going to be, as it hits him, I believe he gets pushed back 10 feet, I believe it says in the spell.
Yes.
Yeah, so when he kind of gets blown into the air, not enough that is like he can't keep his feet under him, and he kind of catches himself and like sort of like through the snow and kind of like back at you. The other guy is going to take half, so 12, so 6 damage, and not be pushed back. But they both get thunder waved, and you are no longer invisible.
Oh crap.
Yeah, and the two of them sort of. What do? You have a bonus action.
Can I do let me move back some.
I'm afraid you're out of movement at this time. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, half movement in the heavy snow. You can face step, of course, yes.
Yeah, so let me face step kind of away from them, back maybe toward the tent.
Okay, you want to go like here?
Yeah.
All right, you up here back, and a little plume of magic comes out of you as you sort of step back. Always more effective when an enemy's nearby, but also a great means of escape. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Mix?
No.
No. So you've heard all of these like tiny little gibbering, guttural, monstrous noises, and at this time, especially you, Zarvog, who sees like the leering red eyes. Fen can see. You can't see it, but Fen does.
Right.
It's sort of at this point, 2 more roars are heard through the cold that aren't so guttural and more like similar, but much more deep and big and intense. And you're going to see these massive creatures come charging out of the dark. Or excuse me, out of the dark. Well, both the dark and the. That's a good point. There's no lights lit, and this is pitch black, so I think visibility might even be a tiny bit shorter. Time. Oh boy, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? It's mean. It's nasty. It's going for you. It is also at half speed, so I think Fen's gonna be the lucky recipient of its ire. I can't see too well in the dark, nor can anyone else. So Zarvog will say, for whatever reason, maybe that beast in you gave you like an instinctive like moment of vision, or maybe almost like instinct sense. But yes, we must remember not only the snow is here, but there is pitch black as well. So it's going to run up.
Yeah, I have 90 feet of dark vision. I understand that there's snow, but I also can see in the dark. So.
That's right. Okay, cool. I'm in my brain. I need to keep track of that. And you were good as well, Nix. That didn't disrupt the canon. Sorry. Lots to remember. Okay. Creature runs up in the heavy snow. Runs up to Fen and is going to make 3 attacks on Fen. Ready?
Yep.
First thing it's going to do is come down with a claw. That is going to be 26 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Oh shit. Oh right, Fen was in different form a minute ago. Fen is going to take come here, yeah, we need dice. There we are. Is going to take 12 points of damage.
Okay.
It's going to swing another claw at Fen. That is going to be another 26 to hit.
Oh yeah.
That is going to be 10 points of damage to Fen,
Okay.
and then it's going to bear down with its gator-like walking jaw and try and bite Fen.
Okay.
That one misses, however. It plunges its head into the snow and Fen jumps out of the way.
Okay.
All right, that's that one. Over here, we have another. Don't worry about all that. That's nothing to worry about. 15 here. I'll say it can see the glow of the fire in the dark. What would be more appropriate here? Yeah, I think that would be more appropriate. Okay, sure, let's do that. Very interesting. You all sort of get this like almost like feedback feeling in your minds. Any of you who are here. Yeah, any of you who are here, this is almost like feedback feeling in your mind. It's almost like nails on chalkboard, and you're like, ah, and it almost makes your vision blurry. I need Ember, Yvaine, Beverly, and Finch to all roll wisdom saving throws. As this is happening, you feel your stomach curdle, and I need all of you to. I need everyone except for Yvaine to roll at disadvantage.
I'm so sorry. Are you asking for 2 different checks here?
Nope, just a wisdom saving.
Just the one wisdom saving through, thank you.
Yep, one wisdom saving throw. You roll it straight. Everyone else rolls a disadvantage.
And just, okay, thank you. That's actually what I need to know.
Beverly's good.
19.
You're good. Ember? Muted. Muted? Yep.
12 and 5 for 17.
17. All right. You guys feel this sort of this feedback thing almost like scrape through your head, but you manage to resist, and you are all okay. That is the end of that turn. It is Hunter Lorland's turn, who whips out his longbow, quick as can be, and is going to take some shots. He sees the giant fucking monster come out of the dark, and is going to try and make a statement. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. It's gonna make 2 longbow attacks against the big fella. A 9 sort of sails by in the wind, and a 16 manages to stick it in the shoulder. He's gonna use Archer's Eye to roll an additional damage dice, or additional D10 on top of this. That's gonna be that is going to be, ooh, that could have been better. So it's going to be 11 points of damage to the big guy, who just takes the arrow in the shoulder but barely reacts. Not that any of you can see it. All you guys see is like the hunter, the most confident of the group, sort of shouting out in Elvish. He's like, shoot now! And he's like shooting just like into the dark as these like leering red eyes just move closer to him and don't seem to pause in any sense as he fires into the dark. And he's going to sort of step back towards his wyvern, sort of just a little taken aback. That is going to bring us to Yvaine and Happy. Yvaine and Happy, you two fine fellows. Can see some of these creatures coming out of the dark towards you. What do you do?
I see the one Zarvog shot.
Yeah, you turn around and you hear Zarvog going to town. I don't think so. I'll double check though. No, you cannot. I'll say you see like the leering red eyes, like you get the sense it's out there, but you can't see it.
I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to shoot. All right, so bonus action, starry form archer.
Sure.
Right. Who can I see? And can anyone I see, has anyone that I can see been hurt yet?
I don't believe so, no.
Well, shit. All right. Who's in front of me that I can shoot shit at?
I'd say you would have heard Fen yelping, like in the wind, that sort of like pained whimper.
All right.
Can't
Then
see him, but you know he's there.
we'll shoot towards whatever Finn is dealing with.
Okay.
Shoot disadvantage, then I have to shoot a disadvantage.
So to be clear, as you are blinded, you hear Fen yelp, and you like aim in Fen's direction blindly.
Yeah, but up. Like, I know where Fenn's head is. I would aim a little bit higher. And hope
Okay. Go. Sure. Go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. If it not been a disadvantage, it would have been in that 20. But I think it's going to still hit, hopefully at 21, maybe.
21 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. For blindness, I do roll like a little dice back here because you're just kind of aiming indiscriminately.
Oh, no,
but you do hit. You do blindly make contact with the creature with your bolt.
all right, and so this is part of my bonus action for the starry form thing. La 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 la. Sorry, I'm just looking at the place it is. All right, so if that hits, then it does 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Understood.
Then aiming at for my guiding bolt.
Yep. You shoot him. Go ahead, take another try at it.
Still shooting at disadvantage.
Yes, you are blind, unless you want to try and move closer.
Yeah, you know something, I will. I'll go ahead and no, I won't. Fuck it. I'm going to shoot exactly where I am. I ain't moving close. I'm not in melee. What the fuck is wrong with me? On character.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, that'll be a 26 to hit at disadvantage.
That'll be a 26 to hit. You certainly hit with your guiding bolt. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, good.
Jolly good, that.
Not great. It's 7, but the next at it has advantage. All right, so I would. Oh god, are we surrounded? Is that what I'm seeing? Holy shit! All right, well. I'm trying to think if there's any place I could run for anything, but there really isn't, is there?
Yeah, you just hear howling wind and like monstrous sounds coming from the dark.
Yeah, all right, I'll stay where I am, but I've done my bonus action and action, so I'm good.
Understood. Wyvern's turn. I'm going to take one of these really simply. This wyvern is going to sort of over to his dead rider, and it'll like scoop him up in one of its back claws, to which you see as it's risen out of the snow. There's like one, like maybe a dozen daggers, just like 8 in the chest, 2 in the head, like just got fucked up. Overkill style. It's gonna pick it up in the back of its claws, and in full Daenerys style, it's just gonna like ride away and fly into the snow and vanish. And those two are gone. This wyvern is a little more battle ready for this guy and is going to engage. It's going to and approach territorially, violently. This one's going to march up to here. It's got half speed, so it's going to go 10 feet in this direction. It is going to bite this one if it can. It most certainly can. 7, that's 11 damage to this guy. Takes a chunk out of him, still alive. And then the stinger is going to shoot at the leering red eyes in the dark. And that will hit. And I'm just going to roll it over here because that's a lot of damage. That is going to be 10 damage from the creature, 10 piercing damage from the wyvern. That's going to bring us, this one over here. I'm gonna roll to see if this one even wants to fight, because this is a dancing wyvern, not a fighting wyvern. But wyverns are kind of territorial, so it is going to rely on its instincts as it enters a fight for the first time in its fucking life. And it's going to be 10 to hit, which will not hit. Yeah, this one apparently is quite crummy. This wyvern's like uncertain of itself. It's like if you took like a big like war mastiff and made it like a puppy, like pampered it like a lapdog its entire life, and this like big monstrous powerful creature is like scared in a fight and like kind of like hazardly attacks it, and it's a little lame and probably devastating to see such like a beautiful, prideful, like dangerous creature reduced to like, I don't know, like a show dog basically. And it doesn't hit on either account. That'll bring us to the creatures. Why don't we get them all visible at this point? See how it goes. Okay, here we go. Alrighty then. These ones are going to swarm this very mean wyvern all together now.
All together now.
All together now. Sorry. This one's gonna run right down the middle and attack the bowman. These two guys are gonna help out their buddy. Hopefully kill this wyvern. This one is going to attack the sky swimmer, and this one is going to attack that guy. So let's go. We'll start with the wyvern. Hit. 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 Not a hit. And that's a hit as well. Okay, we're gonna roll. So that was 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. So it's gonna be 16. It's gonna be 16, and we're gonna roll a whole hell of a bunch of 4s. 31 damage on the wyvern. All these creatures swarm it, and again, Game of Thrones reference, like the game of like when the dragon was being attacked by the White Walkers, and it was like shaking itself, and like hundreds of them were just flying off. Like 4 of them just jump on top of this wyvern and just with their forearms just start just like stabbing into the wyvern. It's roaring as blood just like pours out of it and screeches. This one is going to attack the trainer. 1 miss, 1 hit, and a miss. That's going to be a whopping 6 damage to the scout, as this one kind of defends himself a little better. His armor protects him, and then 1 sinks into his rib, and he screams, but is still alive, which is always great. This one's going to do the same thing over here, except for the hunter. 1 miss, 1 hit, and a miss. Hunter's going to take a hot 6 points of damage as well, as he gets stabbed in the rib. And now these 4 guys are going to work on this guy. Let's do the season. Damn, didn't roll great. Didn't roll great at all, in fact. Let's see if they have a succeeding at night. 4 hit, 1's a nat 20. Same thing over here. 4 of them jump on top of the wyvern and just start stabbing into the wyvern, but this one's scales are a little bit stronger because this is actually like a hunter wyvern, and it doesn't sort of screech and moan and complain. This one sort of roars out angrily instead and kind of so they all start carving into him. That's on those guys on that side. These 2 fellas got thunder waved. Where are they going? Let's find out. Who can we hit? Can't see anyone very well. Okay. They're gonna start moving through the snow towards you, Nyx. A truly terrible, horrifying, scary sight. And they are gonna take all of these daggers. One of them is at disadvantage, one of them is at advantage. They're just gonna throw 3 daggers at you each.
Oh, Jesus.
So, what's your AC?
Wait, what's
Armor class.
Armor class?
oh,
It's
light?
a little shield. What was that?
It says it's light armor.
Yeah, what's the number? It should be like a little shield near the top of your page. It should say armor class and a big number in the middle.
Oh, 15.
15, thank you very much. Okay, let's see how we do. Hit. Miss. Hit. And then these guys, it's straight rolls. 1 miss, 1 nat 20, and another nat 20. So that's gonna be 4 hits, 2 of them are nat 20s. Okay, you are gonna take, I'm gonna get this all for you. It's gonna be 13 plus 8 plus 4. That's gonna be 25 points of damage to you, Nyx.
Ugh.
As a number of daggers are just sent out your way, and most of them miss, but 2 of them land like right in your chest and knock the wind out of you, and you feel horrible pain in your chest area. The rest of them will sort of like hit you in the shoulder and like the leg, and you're suddenly like filled with daggers, and you're like coughing blood from those nat 20s, but you're still around. You took a nat 20. Do you want a lingering injury or exhaustion?
Exhaustion?
At your point, an exhaustion point would give you disadvantage on all ability checks. Lingering injury is a fun surprise.
I guess we'll do lingering injury.
Okay, you'll take a lingering injury. You took 2 nat 20s, so would you like 2 lingering injuries or a lingering injury and an exhaustion?
I guess 2
I'd
lingering
recommend
injuries.
an exhaustion.
An exhaustion?
2
Okay, let's go with
Yeah.
that. No, let's go with what you said.
Okay. And that'll give you an idea of what either do. So if you go to your conditions in the top right and scroll to the bottom, you can mark off 1 exhaustion, and that should be worth disadvantage on all ability checks, so all skills. As for your lingering injury, hey, you're officially part of the party. You're gonna get really hurt. That's like the mark of a warrior, I guess. All right, here we go. Actually, I want you to roll. It's your injury. I think that's how we've always done it. We just haven't had a lot of injuries lately. So why don't you roll me a d20?
Okay. It's a 5.
A 5, okay. You, my friend, are going to have organ damage. Whoopee. Whenever you attempt an action in combat, you must make a DC 15 con saving throw. On a failed save, you lose your action and can't use a reaction until the start of your next turn. This can be fixed. You'll need to consult a physician if you want to figure out how best to fix this. But that's your thing right now. I am going to send it to you in the chat so that you can keep track of it on your sheet somewhere. All right. Oh no, my organs! So 1 hits you like right in like right. Yeah. We'll say 1 hits you in like the lung, and you start having some trouble breathing, kind of coughing up blood. And then the other one just is gonna like, we'll say it hits you like right in the wrist and makes it hard for you to be skillful with your hands. Okay. Them's the bad guys. Finch Andegard. It's time to do paladin shit. What kind of paladin shit? It's up to you.
Paladin shit. Or something else. Let's see here. Oh, this is very foggy. Let's see here. I'm in the middle there, right?
That's right.
Well, let's see. What
Paladin
do I
shit.
want to do? Thought I knew what I wanted to do. Can I start to use my motion to, I guess, head into the darkness, right? Because there's still no light.
There is the light the bonfire ember had made, but you have dark vision, so it's not too much of a worry. What is a worry
Okay.
is the foliage, the snow, but you can see to a range
Okay.
of thus far, so you see all of them attacking the wyverns and the hunters.
Okay, then I think from where I'm at, can I move towards, I think they're equal distance, like whichever one is closest to me. Like,
Yeah. Why don't you move up to, because it is difficult terrain because it's heavy
Mhm.
snow and you're swimming through. You get
Hopping.
to the first guy.
That's cool. All right, I'm going to try and hit him in the face with my warhammer.
That's fair. The face specifically.
In the face specifically. He's like, why my pretty face? 22 to hit.
Yeah, you got him.
And I'm gonna smite on top of that.
Fucking right, man.
So let's see here. That is
You have run out of movement, by the way. Just so you know.
understood. 10 and then that is 15 and then it's 18 points of damage total on that.
Holy shit. You run up to this guy who wasn't even really paying attention, is kind of in the face of this hunter, and your mace, your hammer just goes over the head of this hunter and just smashes this guy and crushes his skull, and he falls dead in the snow immediately.
Thanks. Is there, it's hard to tell, are there any other baddies within my immediate reach?
Unfortunately not at this time.
Okay. Bummer.
You have a bonus action, yeah, and an extra attack.
I can't do anything with that attack, so that's a bummer, and I can't move.
You do see the big, giant fucking monster thing for the first time.
Okay. Oh fuck. I am going to use my bonus action to start a branding smite then.
Your hammer is sort of burned in with your holy mark. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Understood, understood. Glint Grimhelm, boy, there's stuff going on out there. Cool stuff.
There sure is. Okay, so top right of the screen, I saw a whole lot of the little dudes and one big dude swarming the wyvern on the right. Is that correct?
That's correct, but you, Glint, can't see a ton. You can see, yeah, you can see in this orb. This is what you're capable of seeing.
I'm gonna step out of the bubble and break it that way.
All right, in which direction? Where are you going?
That direction, along the line. So about 10 feet.
Okay, 10 feet. That'll cost you 20 because it's difficult terrain. The bubble comes down.
Okay. So, is that an elf there, next to Finch?
That is indeed an elf next to Finch.
Okay.
So you can see... yeah, now you have a much clearer view of the battle. Them's a bad guy, them's a bad guy. Whole shit ton of bad guys over here.
Would I be able to shimmy a little bit more to the right on my movement?
Like over here?
Yeah, that way. Kind of as I'm going. A little bit of a diagonal. I don't want to hit the elf if I do an AoE, basically.
Got it. If you move to here, that'll be the end of your speed, and yes,
yeah, that's
you can
fine.
go a little right.
Mr. Hunter, I apologize. I know things are a little hectic. Your ride
he hasn't seen a lot of battle.
Your ride might get a little hurt. Would you be able to soothe it in the wake of things?
What? You're like way too calm for him in this moment.
I'll take that as a yes. And Glint's going to like push his hands together and then begin drawing them out, and just voltaic current starts building up as he starts aiming a lightning bolt.
You shoot a lightning bolt. How do you wanna send
I
that?
want to hit as many of the little dudes around the wyvern as possible. The 5 foot thick.
Got it. Do you care about the wyvern health wise, or
If I gotta hit the wyvern, I gotta hit the wyvern. There's a
Alright, you
lot
can
of
hit-
dudes with knives.
there is a lot of dudes with knives? You can hit 3 guys without hitting the wyvern. You
Mhm.
can hit 4 of the little dudes while hitting the wyvern, or 1 of the little dudes and the big guy if you hit the hunter and the wyvern.
I'm gonna hit all 4 little dudes plus the wyvern.
Got it. Okay, I'll take a little mercy on you and say you missed the hunter. Okay. Well done. Roll me some damage. I'll roll some dex saves.
All right.
What's your
DC
DC?
17.
Thank you very much. Success, failure, success. Man, they are rolling pretty good. The wyvern is going to absolutely fail.
That is 25 points of lightning damage, and that was on a DC 17. Cool. That's my only 3rd level slot I got left.
Well.
Mark that off. Okay, and then bonus
And-
action. Oh, go ahead.
You fire off the lightning bolt. It hits the wyvern. It cries out, hisses angrily. But you do kill 2 of them, and 2 of the bad guys, and 2 of them are pretty dang hurt.
Well, excellent. So bonus action, commanding the skeletons. I'm gonna have them come up out of the snow with their crossbows.
All right, they remove their faces from each other's asses and stand up.
Yeah. One of them was a glowing. I'm trying to avoid that one because there's harder hitters. Who all can I actually see as a target currently?
Do you want to just tell them, like, open fire, basically, in this moment, but avoid the shiny one?
Yeah, avoid the party, avoid the elves, but yeah, we're kind of in defensive maneuvers at this point.
Got it. I'm going to say... We'll just pick randomly. If you say open fire, we'll say these 2 guys are aiming for Nyx's assailants.
Okay.
This guy, not hitting the shiny one, is going for Nyx's assailant. This one is... These 2 guys, I think, will aim for... I don't have a lot of good options. Apparently, Nyx is really popular with the Skellies, because they
I'll just have them group up fire on the ones attacking next.
Got it. Okay. We'll say
That'll
3
make
for
it
the guy
easy.
on the left, 2 for the guy on the right.
Okay. The guy on the left is an 18, a 20, and an 8.
Whoa, sorry, hit me that again.
18, 20, and an 8 to hit.
2 hit.
Alrighty. So let me grab my D10. Wasn't even in the board. So that's 9 damage for the first, and 10 damage for the second.
Dead.
All right, and then 2 shots on the other guy. 22, and another
hit.
22, actually. Good consistency.
Damn, nice.
That's going to be 15 damage on the first shot.
And he's dead on the first shot. So your other guy is going to pick a new target instead, because we don't want to waste. We don't want to be wasteful. So he goes over to in front of the tent and is going to hit this guy. So 22 will hit, roll damage.
And that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage.
Fantastic. Bloodied. All right. Good job, Skellies. Is there anything else?
No, that'll be my turn.
All these crossbow bolts go out. Well done. Mr. Van Zyl, it is your turn. What do you want to do? Muted.
Well, that's a problem. They all went that way. I'm gonna turn around and look over my shoulder to where Darvog was shooting off into the weeds.
Fair
I'm certain
enough.
that I
And
can't see anything, but we'll start by moving that direction.
got it. I will say you can very faintly see like the moonlit glow in the dark. You can't see him exactly, but you do see a tiny glow. And if you want to move in that direction, 15 feet will be for difficult terrain. That'll be all your movement. And at that point, you absolutely can see the big nasty.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of weirdness.
Let's get weird.
Yep. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point, and I'm going to change based on watching Glint fire the lightning bolt and seeing its effectiveness. I'm going to modify Scorching Ray to Rays of Lightning, and we're going to lance the big guy, or try to.
All right. Sweet. So what spell are we casting?
Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray.
But
Got it.
I'm
Lightning
changing
Ray.
it from fire to
Understood.
lightning. AC 24.
24 will hit. Got advantage on one of those.
AC 18.
That'll hit.
And AC 17.
Those will all hit. All three hit.
Okay. Nine. And 7 is 16.
Give me them one at a time if you don't mind.
9, 7, 7, and 3 fire.
9, 7, 7, and 3 fire. As these fire-laced lightning bolts shoot out and hit the creature, it hits it and damages it to a degree, but falteringly so. It seems to almost like it's like shooting a bullet at like a steel wall, like it's sort of like on an angle where it's just sort of like half skips off. Something about the constitution of this creature is resilient to both damage types.
Okay, fair enough.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
I gotta roll on a crazy table because I use crazy shit. So.
Oh right, your Feywild shard, isn't that right?
Survey says. 78.
78. Oh shit.
I cast polymorph on
7
myself.
So basically what happens is Ember runs up beside you, Zarvolg, and he's like, "What's up, bro?" And you're like, "What's up, bro?" You guys like do one of these. And Ember's like, "Let's get weird." And he like fires off like shots of lightning laced in fire that like shoot up, and you're like, "Damn, bro, that was." And you like look down, and Ember is a sheep. A sheep, yeah. And like just like a red, sort of fiery-haired sheep that goes.
That will definitely make Zarvolg like scoffingly laugh. Like he'll be like, "Ha ha."
Is there anything else for you there, my?
No, that's
Oh man, you're about to be so cute. You're about to be adorable.
We need
You're
to
not-
get him first.
Bro, you're not prepared for how cute you are right now. Ah, there you are. Just a perfect little lamb. Okay, if there's nothing else, that will bring us to the Skystripper's turn, who's like, "Holy fuck!" And is it's funny to see an elf be scared, because I think they're so awesome. but he sort of shrieks and is going to, in a panic, pull out the short sword and make 2 attacks. One fully misses, and as he like runs away and sort of flails, to his credit, the other one slices the guy in the throat on a nat 20. Totally by accident. He's like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. That's gonna be 13 points of damage to this one as it grabs its throat and falls to the ground dead. And he's gonna jump on the back of his wyvern and give it like a kia moment, and it's gonna fucking fly away because this is scary shit. I didn't sign up for this. And is
Protecting him right there.
what was that?
That's his neutrality protecting him right there.
Yep. I mean, hey, they came out to protect some allies and got hurt. That's not exactly neutrality, yeah. All right, that's gonna bring us to Beverly. Who is so combat capable, like is incredibly combat capable. And I'm definitely saying this with no small amount of sarcasm. Paladins are pretty slow. Could you roll me a persuasion check, Yvaine? I'll explain this in a minute.
Into persuasion, it's 13.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite enough. It's all good. This was for your conversation with Beverly to see if something would happen here. No, don't be sorry. It's the dice. It's not your fault. Nothing to be sorry about in the slightest. She's gonna run forward. She's going to. Oh, you know what? She saw you got hurt, Nyx. So no, I take it back. She's going for you, Nyx. She's gonna run over to you, and is going to put her hand on like the back of your shoulder, and is going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Oh.
Aww. That's gonna be 14 points of healing to you. And more than that, nothing. So 14 points of healing, Nyx. Your stomach still hurts, like, or your organs, but you are healed in hit points. And she's going to sort of turn around and like sort of brace her spear and be ready for any meanies who are going to come your way. That'll bring us to Zarvolg. What do you do at the top of initiative? There's a big bad guy coming at you.
Yeah, I'm about to get militant up in this bitch. All right.
I love it.
So let's get Fenn's gonna take a gore and a bite first.
All right.
19 with the gore.
Militant.
Going to be 11 total damage.
Nice, good job, Ben.
And 21 again to hit. Oh, Fenn's rolling good on the to hits, not so great on the damage.
That'll hit.
And 5 damage.
And 5 damage on the strength save. It rolls a 20. I'm afraid it will remain standing.
Okay.
But Fen, like,
is it?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, did it? Oh, I can see it, right? Did it appear to be taking mundane damage normally?
Yeah, Fen's like biting its leg, and as the teeth bite down and bear down, it does rip skin easy enough.
All right, so now I'm going to have Fen retreat. So okay. I'm gonna say, Fen, here's that, and he's going to stop attacking, and then Sha'ash, and he should come back to me. And as he's coming back to me, I'm going to stride slowly forward. And we're going to do the cool cop dog thing where like he like swerves in and out of my legs and ends up like between my legs, like underneath me.
Got it. So how close are you getting?
How close am I now?
You are to get into melee would be
I'd say probably just 15 feet. I was just trying to get close enough so that Fen was able to make it.
into like
Oh, I don't want to be in melee.
yeah, so this wouldn't put you in melee. This is
Yeah.
this is still long range, but there's still, so you go to there
Yeah.
10 feet, you want Fen to like come to you? Like that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Can he? I guess he can't occupy the same space as me.
No, he's not a halfling,
tech-
I'm sorry.
Technically, he could be in front of me. That's fine.
Okay, so he'll be there. There will be an opportunity attack on Fen.
Yep.
It's going to try and bite Fen. For a 23 to hit.
It's
Fen is going to take 15 points of piercing damage. Because it bites him in the ass, and he goes.
Right.
What do you do, Zarvold? Oh, you know what? So
Well-
it bites down, and you like look up at it, and like there's like a chunk of Fen's like rump missing, and it like eats it, and it looks at you and goes, which you know in Undercommon means give us the crown.
what? You gonna bite my dog and threaten me in Undercommon? That's no good. You're going down, buddy.
The
All right.
fuck?
Right. First of all, the audacity. I'm going to go ahead and burn a fighting spirit for my bonus action,
Hey,
which will give me advantage on my 2 attacks and 5 temporary hit points. And then I'm going to take 2 attacks
who's axe? Go for it.
at advantage.
Hell yeah. Us the halfling.
18 for the first one.
18 will hit. Roll some damage.
Okay. 5.
5 damage. Shoot it again. Blood.
Yep. Come on, crit. Where you at? Oh no, 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 5 damage again. Damn it. All right.
5 damage again.
So that's bonus action, a little bit of movement, Fen, 2 attacks. Yep, I'm done.
All right, understood. That'll bring us to Nyx. Boy, Nyx, did that hurt. But you are a little healed. What do? I'm going to show you what you can see. You got a clear view on all them bad guys over there if you want. These 3 right here.
Those 3 right there.
Yeah, these 3 guys.
Okay. I have to do a saving throw before I do anything, right?
Yes, that's right. You need to do a con saving throw if you intend to take an action.
Yeah. All right. I got 18 plus 7 is 25.
25. Okay. You will be able to take your action this turn. What would you like to do?
How far away am I from those guys, those bad guys?
I would say 25 feet away.
All right. Crap. I'd like to cast Stinking Cloud.
Stinking Cloud, hey, not a bad one. Ow. All right, let's see here. Let's do a little Stinking Cloud. Absolutely. I will just warn and remind you that it is very windy out here.
Ah,
Just as a
crap.
reminder. Just as a reminder. You still wish to do it?
No, because it's not going to do anything. It's going to blow it away. Crap.
It would on the first round. Oh, so here, moderate wind. This is definitely strong winds, so it would work for a full round, but after that, it's probably getting blown away.
Oh, okay, then let's do it.
All right, fantastic. You sort of play a little sort of like yucky tune. I don't even know what that sounds like, but this magic, you sort of go down, 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 and then there's like someone dropped like a fart bomb or something, and this huge cloud of yellow, nauseating gas appears in a 20-foot radius. How would you like to place that exactly?
Like right in their area, like right on them.
Got
And
it.
if I can include the other guy, that'd be great too.
Got it. I don't think you can see him, but you're an elf and you got pretty good ears. Let's let it happen. It's all good. Okay. This big cloud of smoke appears. That means that's good. So at the start of their next turn, I will need to roll for them to see if they are able to continue to take actions. It begins to disperse immediately, but not so fast that they are going to be, they're not going to take some damage from this. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action movement?
Could I do a bonus action and bonus action?
You do have your bardic inspirations if you wish to spend those.
Yeah, let me give one to Czar, and also who else is by like in close range of the baddies?
You can't see Zarvolg. Well, he would be able to hear you anyway, so it's fine. So who can you see right now? You see Yvaine like shooting in Zarvolg's direction into the snow. You see Finch. You see Glint. You see the kind of somewhat panicked Hunter. Yeah, that's who you see. You see the Skellies. You see Beverly right in front of you.
Let me give Yvaine, actually let me give Finch some bardic inspiration too.
All right, what do you call out through the blizzard to Finch to inspire them?
I just rip a little tune and say, I give some encouraging words, like get this dude. Like fuck him up, guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Nix, you play like, you've been traveling a lot, you know special tunes. You play like this almost like religious war ballad for a second. One that is like known to like the Baphomet or the Bahamut faith. Important distinction. Bahamut faith. You just sort of like play this down, 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 down. You like rip that out. And you're like, get his ass, and Finch, you're like, fuck yeah. You've never had like you've never really had like a war musician play you out before, so this is kind of sweet. And you get a bardic inspiration. Your inspiration die is like a D8 right now, right? Nix?
Yeah. Hold on, sorry.
All good.
Where do I find that? I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, take your time. Bonus actions. In your actions tab.
Yeah, 1d8.
Fantastic. D8 for you, Finch. Well done, Nix. Are you happy where you are? Or you want to move?
I gave Czar one too, right?
You can only give one at a time, and you can only give one at a time. Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, that will bring us to whatever these are. This one is going to run at you there, Zarvolg. You want it, you got it. And he's going to make his attacks against you, Archer Boy. It says to you in Undercommon, the sheep is next. And it's going I'm gonna get your lamb. And it's going to attack you 3 times. One I think is going 15 to hit.
No, that misses.
That misses. The other one is, I think it's like a 25 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
And the last attack is going to be a 15 again. So only one attack makes its mark.
Woo! My armor class never works. That's nice.
Yeah, isn't that great? That's cocked. That's going to be That's going to be 25 points of piercing damage as it bites down onto you and rips a chunk out of you.
Well, that was mean.
Fuck. That'll be that one's turn. This one over here seems to be unperturbed by your stinking smog, Nyx, for whatever reason. And is simply going to disregard the wyvern, actually, sort of uncaringly, as the other ones sort of jump on it and start stabbing it. And it's going to walk up to you. And it's going to look down at you, Fidget. It's going to say, Bilbao voice, which is undercommon, as you've heard Tweedledee and Tweedledum say enough times. And is going to attack you. You specifically. That's gonna be... Oh man, I don't think so. Not with your armor class. That's gonna be 14 and 18 to hit. Nope. And just like, bitch, please. That one is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do. That's gonna be... It's gonna be 23 points of piercing damage. He bites down on you.
Oh.
Ow. That's gonna bring us to the hunter, who he is well trained enough that he's not gonna just drop his bow because he's not that bad at this. I think, I don't know, he's a little combat naive, let's put it that way. He is going to take out his short sword. He's gonna like put the bow in his left hand, take out his short sword, and he's gonna try and take 2 stabs at the monster. Hey, does a modified 20 hit your armor class, Finch? No. He like pulls out his sword and it like he isn't really looking and it like slashes against your plate and like slashes against the back of your arm, but it's armored, so you're okay. And he's like, and then he just kind of like shakes his head and focuses and tries to attack the monster. Fuck me, and rolls a nat 20. Stabs it in like under the arm for 12 points of damage, and the creature looks down at him. Anger. The hunter is going to just sort of stick at your side there, Finch. That'll bring us to Yvaine and Happy. What does Yvaine and Happy do?
Yeah, all right. I'm just trying to sort of see what can I see from where I am. What the f can I see?
Well, there's a lamb.
Yeah, there's a lamb.
And do you really need to see anything else? You see the 2 big bad monsters for sure.
I can see the monsters. That's great, actually.
Yeah, anything in that orb. So you see the 2 big bad monsters and the 1 little guy right there.
I mean, like, does the 1 little guy look like he's ready to like fall over right now?
He just got hit by lightning, so yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna send my first shot off at the little fucker.
All right, you put your hand back without looking, and then your archer form just sort of turns and like creates that bow line, and you take your shot. Go for it.
17.
17 will hit.
All right. And it does 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. He is dead indeed. He is dead. Falls to the ground dead.
All right. So the biggest, I guess the big one near him?
Yeah, that big guy, sure. He's attacking Finch.
That's attacking Finch. That sounds great. All right.
Speaking of which, con save Finch for your branding smite. But please go ahead.
It's going to be a guiding bolt off of my stuff.
Yep. Let me...
I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you're good, Finch. What'd you get, Yvaine?
That's 20, so far 30.
Damn, roll it up.
On the guiding bolt.
Roll it up.
So, The basic damage would be a 24 plus 11. So
Plus 11.
that's 35 damage.
Got it. You
And
shoot
next
off your.
person has-
Absolutely. You shoot a bolt of starlight out of your hand, and as it's like been stabbed by this one hunter, it like raises its arm and gets shot in the chest immediately by you. It sort of roars angrily. This thing's beat up. It just took 2 nat 20s in 1 round. Is there anything else you want to do?
Any place I could move with any kind of tactical advantage? Is there any in this space? Am I just screwed?
There's that little tree right there.
Okay, so then we move behind the tree.
There's plenty of holes.
Alright.
We dug a lot of those.
Yeah, you can dive into the holes in the ground.
I'm not going to dive into the hole. I do need LOS. All right, so I'm going to stay here. Thank you.
No problem. Wyvern's turn. 2 of them are gone. 1 left. Wyvern's going to keep doing what it was doing. It's going to try and bite that one. Snaps, misses. It's going to shoot its tail around back at this guy. And... Oh, maybe hits. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely hit. We'll just barely, actually. We'll just barely hit. And deal... 10 damage as the stinger stabs into its back. And it keeps coming. And the rider is like watching this guy get stabbed a bunch of times by the stinger of the wyvern. He's like, how's it alive? How does it keep coming? You have the sense that it was pretty confident the wyvern stinger should be killing it or something, but it's not. At this point, I think you get the idea from the hunter that this thing is immune to poison. That is going to bring us to the chitin, whatever. Holy moly, there's not a lot of them left. This one's going to just keep attacking the wyvern. So let's do that. Hit. Not a hit. So it's going to be... It's going to be 9 points of damage to the wyvern as it continues to just keep shanking it over and over. Wyvern's looking bloodied. These 3 guys need to roll for Stinking Cloud. What's your DC 16, right, Nyx?
Yeah, I think so.
Amazing. Let's see how it goes. 1 fails, 1 succeeds, and the other fails. So these 2 guys over here start retching. These 2 fellows just start hissing and coughing horribly and retching from nausea, and are not going to be able to do anything this turn because of that stinking cloud you put up. Good job.
Nice.
This one guy, however, is still quite capable, and I think is going to go over to old Finch Andegard and take 3 attacks against Finch. Natural 20. That's going to be a... Yep.
For the nat 20, can I silvery barbs that?
Yes, you can. It'll re-roll. Let's track of that one. 16, not a natural 20, so will not hit either, I believe. Second one is a natural 20 as well. Yvaine, you had your hand up. You wanted to know. Holy fuck! And the third one is a nat 20. You wanted to silvery barbs, Yvaine? You're muted.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I had line of sight to silvery barbs, do I?
Let's find out. You do not. I'm sorry to say. Just
Hey,
outside
alright.
30.
That's fine. Thank you for...
Yep, no problem. Sorry, I caught your hand around the end there. Who are you giving your advantage to, Finch?
To
Who's lucky?
Zarbal.
You can't see Zarbal.
Who can I see? Let's go with that.
You see Beverly, you can see Nyx, you can see the hunter standing right next to you, you can see yourself.
Then I'm gonna give it to Beverly.
You're like, good job, Beverly. I respect and think you're a great person. And Beverly's like, oh, okay, thank you. And we'll get a little advantage. That's so cool. Okay. So that's a miss and 2 nat 20s. That's gonna be 4, 8, 12, 16. That's gonna be 17 points of piercing damage, Finch. Would you like so you got 2 nat 20s. Do you want lingering injuries or do you want exhaustion?
Boo. Let's go 1 and 1.
1 and 1. Okay, so you have 1 point of exhaustion, and roll me a d20 for piercing damage.
17.
17. You will have a minor scar. You may pick out a scar for your body, basically, is what you get.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. That will bring us to your turn, Finch. What do you do?
Oh, that really hurt. Let's see here. You said that the big baddie is attacking me, right?
Oh yeah, that's a melee right here.
Yeah, I am going to try and hit him with the hammer.
Hit him with the hammer. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Also, roll me 2 concentration saving throws to see if your branding smite is still working.
Okay, let's do that first.
Yep, those are
That
DC 10.
is... There's a 22 and a dirty 20.
Yeah, you're totally fine. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Cool. Okay, let's go there. 19 to hit.
19 will hit. Roll me some damage.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do this first. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's that. And then the branding smite's going to go off.
All right.
So I think that is 2d6. 15, 19. And then I'm going to use the bardic inspiration on top of that.
All right.
19 plus 7. That's 26 total points of damage then.
26 points of damage. Good God. You slam your hammer into this creature. Did you smite?
I didn't, but let's just to add more on top of that.
Okay.
That one.
And that's another 8, 9, 10, 11, another 12 points of damage on top of that.
12 points of damage. Hey, do me a favor. Roll 1 more d8 on that damage.
5.
5. You slam into this creature with this force of your weapon. It is branded, and as it reels in pain from the radiant flame, you recognize in this moment that this a fiend or an undead of some kind, as your smite did extra damage.
Nice. Cool.
Oh,
Okay. And then I'm going to hit him again, or try and hit him again.
It's really hurt. After that smite, it's like...
All right, so let's see here.
Barely standing.
That is 19 to hit.
19 will hit. It's dead. It had 2 hit points left.
Okay.
You crack it one last time in the head, and as you do, your hammer goes straight through it, and there's like this black ichor on the ground, and the whole body just sort of immediately turns into this black ichory form and begins to like bubble and burn and dissolve into the ground.
Damn.
Hey, that ichor looks a lot like what Glint threw up. Weird. Anything else you would like to do, Finch, as this creature is dead at your feet?
What else is around me at this point?
There are these 2 guys who are retching and coughing in this horrible smog cloud, and the guy behind you who poked you 2 times really hard.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to action surge.
Oh, fuck! It goes, uh-oh.
And that is a nat 20 to hit. So that's And then
And you fucking wreck its shit, probably.
16, 17, 18, 19. And then I'm gonna smite on top of that.
No, you don't. 19's just enough.
Okay, so like at least 19.
Whoa.
Deletion spell slots.
Easy cleric. Or paladin, excuse me, sorry.
They've gone mad with damage.
Nobody not 20's me, bitch! And you just start... The hunter's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, I'm a moonweaver. And you're just, boom,
golly.
Good golly. You got an extra attack and you've got half your movement left. What would you like to do?
Let's see here. Where else are you? Said that there's the baddies in the cloud, right? So I'm not gonna be going in there.
Unless you think you're awesome enough to brave the cloud. Or are willing to smell horrible.
I think
I'm
gonna pass on that. Are those
Fair
the
enough.
only two left standing?
No, they're not, but the other one is well out of your walking speed.
Like, okay, well, I don't know, walking speed. Okay. I think that's gonna be it then.
Understood. Good golly, Finch. Good Jesus, Marfy. Glint Grimhelm, it is your turn. What do you do?
Oh, so there's still another big one that's up, correct?
Yeah, this guy way back here. Do you speak Undercommon?
No.
No, okay. Got it.
Side question. Do I have the updated skeletons in yet?
Oh, fuck, I keep forgetting to get those. I'm working on them right now.
That's okay.
But
so I noticed that whenever Mr. Van Zyl did the Zeus flurry at one, it seemed to resist the lightning damage, correct?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a chromatic orb at that one. And this time, as Glint's casting, he's going to sort of collapse the air into a single point and then just send it forward into a shockwave, going for thunder damage, and seeing if it has that as well.
Damn, okay.
Let me grab my die here. That's pretty good. That's a 14 on the die, so that is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Awesome. Burning this at a second level because I got a couple of those slots left, of course. And that's a 4d8.
4d8, understood.
All right. And then plus 3. Okay, that is 21 points of thunder.
21 points of thunder. Fantastic. What spell are you casting?
Chromatic orb at second level.
Got it. So 21 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That one seems to hit just fine, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna go double check real quick though. Show me the money. Yeah, you blast this out and it reverberates against its body, and you sort of like see its bones sort of malform under its skin from the crushing energy of thunder. It is affecting it just fine.
Oh, amazing. And then I'm going to point at it and have every skeleton open fire on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Furthest one needs to make a little distance to get closer if it can.
Okay. Some of those are good, some of those aren't. So I have, just from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure 3 hit and 2 don't, but I'll go through the math. I have an 8 and an 11. Those are the 2 low ones.
Okay.
And then I have a 22, a 21, and a 19.
Yeah, so 3 of those will hit.
Okay. Grabbing my d10s then. Okay. 7, 8, and 12.
7, 8. Oh.
So 27 piercing damage total.
God, I'm just gonna be lame and do them all one at a time. Start filling it with air, bolts, thunder. It's definitely bloodied at this point. It's hurting.
Alrighty. And I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I think Glint will stand right where he is.
Understood. Understood. Well done, sir. Ember, before we start your turn, I realize we didn't quite handle your sheepiness perfectly. Could you make a wisdom saving throw against your own DC to see if you are a lamb at the start of your turn? Muted.
That's okay. I'm a sheep. I'm
Got
going to
it.
follow Zarbog. Because that seems
and
like
you're-
the sheep thing to do.
Right.
It is. Keep in mind, you have the mind of a sheep. You know your friends from foes and such. Do you think, as a sheep, Ember, you're very scared of this creature?
I don't think I know what it is. It's
Yeah,
big.
that's fair.
And Ben is a big guard dog type thing.
Okay, that's true. You sort of like clopping your hooves through the heavy snow and kind of rush up behind Zarvolg, and Zarvolg, you're like, and then you hear this like behind you, and you see like the lamb like kind of huddling under your legs for protection.
Oh, he's not Ember in the form of a sheep. He's an actual sheep.
He's yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out, but it's acting like a sheep.
Right.
The artist formerly known as Ember is acting like a sheep. And is there anything else there, Ember?
No, that's it.
No. Okay. That will bring us to someone who has flown away, which will bring us to Beverly. Because can't let Finch down. And is going to run like this, and is going to take her moon spear and like throw it blindly into the dark, but she will have advantage, so it's a straight roll. Gonna try and yank one of these dudes. Come on, Beverly. You're the best. Oh, and it hits, baby, with a 21. Oh, and she rolls max damage. Let's go. That's going to be 9 damage to one goes in the dark. She goes, oh, did I get one? And that'll be her turn. Oh, she'll end her turn by casting Sanctuary on herself. She's like, oh, Bahamut, protect me just in case. And she'll cast Sanctuary. Zarvok, it's time to do really cool and edgy things. What do you do?
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue with my precision discipline theme here, and we don't have to roll it this way, but Fen and I are going to alternate like gore shot, bite shot.
Got it. Understood.
And,
yeah, you guys are just you're like
right.
Yeah.
And,
super coordinated.
Right. And Fen is also going to take a second win.
Hell yeah.
All right. All right. So let's do Fen's gore first, I guess.
All right.
Oh, that is a 22 to gore for 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay, gore hits. 11 damage.
And then oh, that is a 9 to hit on the bite.
9 misses, unfortunately.
All right. I'm going to fighting spirit again.
All right.
So, I'll be at advantage for 2 attacks and take 5 temporary hit points. All right. Come on, get a crit, get a crit. So it's going to be a 24 to hit on the first one
Hell yeah.
for 6 damage.
6 damage, understood. It's on its last legs.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. My thing didn't want to say. Oh, 26 to hit.
26 does hit. Well done.
7 damage.
7 more damage. How do you want to kill it?
Oh yeah. Oh, is this the last one? We don't have any more little ones?
One off to the side, but there's the 2 coughing in the smoke. There's like 3 of them over there, but this is the big guy. This is the
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think so Fen probably, let's say Fen gores in one leg and Zarvog takes a shot into the other leg, and then Fen tries to bite up high, and when the monster rears back or whatever, Zarvog puts a bolt up through the bottom of its chin there.
Hell yeah, you're coordinating, slashing it, and it's like barely able to stand and manage to lurch back away from Fen, and you just fire a shot right over Fen as he descends back to the ground, like out of the back of its head, falls into the snow and dissolves into a black steaming ichor. And since it's getting a little late, we're just going to complete the combat. This wyvern bites this one's head off. As the smog disappears, we'll just say Beverly and Finch have like a super awesome paladin moment, and they go in and just beat the fuck out of them. And if they do not run away before, or Nyx is next, so maybe Nyx fires a shot off. The hunter's freaking out. Yvaine, maybe you fire a shot off. Either way, the party destroys the last 2 minions. Beverly pulls her spear out of the one guy, and you guys have defeated this ambush upon this attack. Zarvolg, as you find yourself standing over this giant creature now defeated, that animal part of you almost satisfied. Almost satisfied.
Good to be back in the wild.
That will be the session, folks. That will be the
Nice.
session.
Awesome. Thank you for running.